another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Darling.
Hey. You gotta try to come on with the woo. I can't even half do it because the bitch is asleep, man. Okay? Listen, if y'all just understood what just happened up in here, you'd understand. We're late because of me. Okay? I remember having a phone call and I was on the phone. We hung up and that's all I remember. Nikki, everybody been trying to call me, honey. I ain't heard this phone at all. Okay? Excuse me. I just realized that even though the phone is on, somehow my ringer is all the way off and I didn't understand that. So I'm like, how did that happen? I don't get it. So I didn't hear the phone ringing. However, everybody been trying to get a hold of me and carry on. Nikki and I came around here beating on the door. That's what woke me up because folks are beating on, and it startled me. I'm like, who in the fuck is beating on this door? And I thought it was one of my neighbors because I was about to get a real serious attitude. And I opened up the door and I'm seeing that it's her. And then everything just clicked. I'm like, shit, wait a minute, what time is it? You know? So she breaks down. She said, don't you do that. Don't be doing that shit, damn it. You know, and especially with everything that we have all been going through. So yes, the bitch had gone to sleep. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what did it. She thinks that it might have been the sex on the beach that I had earlier today at the restaurant when we had a little meeting today. I'm like, no, I don't think that's what it is. But then, honey, who knows? Okay, who exactly knows? But I'm here. And honey, it is. And I said what I said Sunday, honey. So hello to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, honey, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey. You know what time it is, honey. So I know you have all of your crumpets together because, darling, it's time to dish tea. And sugars, you are dishing tea. I can't even do my note. With Big Meech right now, honey. So we're here and getting it all together. I got Red in the wings, honey. He's been down here in the wings forever and a day because I didn't know he was on the line talking with Nikki and everything, trying to get up. And I didn't even realize that I still had my camera up. Usually when I set the show up, I drop my camera back down and everything. This particular day, I had the camera up so they can see or at least hear my background, right? So whatever this is, honey, God is trying to tell me something, tell everybody something. Whatever this is, so it will reveal itself, okay, for me. And okay, that's cute. That is really, really cute. So let me bring him on in because he's been down here in the wings forever and a day. Come on up in here, Red. So yes, darling. Nikki gonna come in because she had to go back to the house and get all that together and settled and carried on. So she'll be in in a few minutes. So having said all of that, okay. Hey Tracy, what's going on? What's up? I got E-Groove over there. Hey Groove, Miss Emily. Hey babies. Yes, it's one of them days, honey. Girl, a bitch got to pull it together for real. I don't believe I went to sleep that hard like that. And so quickly, wow. Okay. Hey, princess, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
So be that as it may, okay? But we're in here. Y'all know what today is, honey. It is, I said what I said Sundays.
Showing the fuck is.
Okay. I know, baby. Thank you. Looks like I was scared, honey. Yeah.
Showing the fuck was.
Okay. In this day and age, honey, yeah. All right, let me.
That's
Big
right.
Rick.
I've been in the house since 9 o'clock.
Oh, he got Joe. Okay, he go. Okay, it's gonna be one of those kind of goddamn shows today.
Oh, you here? Hey, how you doing, Mitch?
You evil, evil bastard. That's all right. I'm gonna take it today. Cause shit.
I thought you was somewhere having sex on the beach with your grown ass.
Oh Lord, here we go. Oh, I know. This gonna be one of them shows, bitch. Oh, okay.
Just out there washing your doorsteps with her peers. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Lord Jesus, here we go.
My
And
wife
here
was
we
in
go
the
again.
prayer closet over here. Do you understand what was going on?
Child.
Do you understand what was going on? I went to hallelujahs and Jesus and everything, but all you wanted to do was be over there, doggone spit sucking and snoring and shit, and nobody know what the hell going on.
Okay. Child, I tell you the truth.
I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. I thought you doggone had a piece of new meat come through and rock your ass to sleep, and you just missed the show. I didn't know what the hell just happened.
Oh, that child, wouldn't that have just been the brouhaha? Okay. That would have been a lovely old brouhaha.
Bruh.
However, that was not the tea, honey. A bitch was, I had just laid across the bed having a phone call. And I'm like, okay, I got to get ready for my show.
Hey, what was you watching on your phone where your volume was turned down?
I have no clue.
Everybody wants to know.
What was I? No. So I don't know what happens because there's moments where I can go up in here like now, like I'm do now, and I would hit the volume and it'll go to vibrate, right?
Oh, you like it to vibrate?
Yes.
Maybe you're hitting it. You got to be gentle when you hit that thing.
Okay. So what ends up happening is there are moments where the volume itself just turns itself down. And I think it does that automatically because I'm like, why, the phone will ring or it will vibrate. And I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be vibrating. It should be on. So when I go check it, I see that it's on. I'm like, okay. Then I had to go into the deeper settings and turn the ringer all the way on. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? But Samsung will do that from time to time. Okay. Samsung will do that from time to time, honey.
Well, I guess, I guess.
So,
looks like breakfast on your ass one day next week. Go ahead.
Anywho,
did this nigga say anywho? I'll go over there. I will throw a brick through his motherfucking window.
yeah.
Did you forget, nigga, you live on the first
floor? Ain't but one window. It ain't but one window. Okay. That's the read, honey.
What? She out there, goddammit. You got auntie out there backing it up to your gate. They think she twerking in the car or something.
Lord have mercy. Yes, now that's something new. I never knew that. She said, lady said, honey, well, if you can't get in, just drive her to the gate, then back up and try it again, and it'll open. I've never heard that, honey. I'm like, oh, okay. Don't know nothing about that.
Look who told her.
Right. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. The children. Okay. Okay.
Hey, we got Tia Jones in here from Tia Talks.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to get it. Oh, come on then. Hey.
She got a podcast called Tia Talks. Yeah.
Well, hello there, Tia Talks. Welcome to Dishing Tea, honey. Okay, T for Tia. Hi, come on, B. Okay, come on. I live. Okay. So that be that. Now listen, as you guys can see, I just put up the link. If you guys want to come in, you guys know what the procedure is, right? You got 5 minutes to come on up here. We can talk about anything that is on your mind right here and right now. There are 2 caveats though. The first one and the most important one. Bitch, if you come up in here and if you decide that you want to come out of a bag, do know that I'm going to come out of a bigger bag, honey. One of the 3 of us will come out of a bigger bag. Bitch, you think if you come out of Prada, bitch, I'm going to hit you with a Samsonite. You understand? If you come out of a bag.
And I'm going to coach your ass right back to the bench.
See, we going to come out of a bigger bag. And then the second one is this. If you come in and you have a point that gets challenged, don't take it personally, honey. Just make sure that you're able to hold your own. Come up in here, have wonderful, healthy debate, and be informative. Don't get personal and think that we're on the attack. We're just trying to understand where you're coming from and to see where you are. This here is how we exchange ideas and things and get the conversation moving and going and grooving and things without it becoming a whole bitch fest. Okay.
This is the information highway. This is, you know what I'm saying, Network Avenue. This is where you come get it at. Something you may not heard about a subject that's troubling you, you're going to hear it right here.
Exactly. Okay.
Perspective in all angles.
Boom. And there we have him. So on that note, darling, let's get started because we have possible topics that I put up over here on the Facebook Do I Diddy. And we have, okay, of course, the biggest one of the weekend is the Janet Jackson 2-day documentary, honey. Okay?
Yeah, it take 2 days to see all that ass.
How many of y'all have watched it in its entirety? Have you seen it? You know, you want to talk about it? Okay, we can do that.
I'm waiting for my wife to dress up like Janet so we can watch it together.
Listen, how many of y'all have seen Angela STANTON-KING on Laugh and Learn with Flame Monroe? Okay, if you have not watched or listened to that, I'm going to implore you to go up on YouTube and to go to Laugh and Learn and look it up, and you will see Flame Monroe, her co-host and her manager, Lauren Hayes, right? Lauren Hayes. Lauren. I can't just fuck up her last name. And then you will see they're bringing Angela Stanton. That there is a very, very good piece of information in an interview. We'll get into that in a minute. I want to bring to your attention. I don't know why we've been hearing suicides real heavy lately. Okay. And one of the mayors of Hyattsville, Maryland, Mayor Kevin Ward, they are saying that he has allegedly committed suicide while in office. His body was found in one of the parks. It was what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. There's a Miss USA 2019. I can't think of her name. I need to pull it up. She was just yesterday. They're saying there was apparent suicide because she fell out of her New York apartment balcony or window or something. She fell to her death, and they're ruling it a suicide.
Wow.
We just heard about Regina King's son, committing suicide. This is becoming a trend, it seems. And what are we going through right now that these babies are still feeling that they have to take themselves up out of here? This particular Mayor Kevin Ward, he was only 45. Okay, the Miss USA, I think she was like, she was either late 20s, early 30s, and y'all know Regina King's son was 26. So these are young people. You
gotta remember the generations that you're talking about. The values of life is not the same. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
That's good. That's good, Red. That's good.
don't value life the way that we were, the way we raised to value life, because when you look at it, they're doing ignorant stuff to each other that is death, that could cause death, that is harmful, you know what I'm saying, to others. You think about it, you retaliate against each other, and a lot of times the two people that's into it are not the ones that die, it's some innocent bystander, because they have no recognizance, no remorse, no nothing for life. They have no respect for life itself. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And I've heard so many young people say these words, and it makes me cringe. I can't believe, I can't believe I made it. So I didn't think I was gonna make it to my 21st birthday.
I know.
Yeah, I'm 25 years, I'm 25 years old. I'm doing it big. What?
Right. And that there just baffles the fuck up out of me about that.
Right.
I don't get it. I'm gonna repost this because Leah said Miss USA was 30.
Yeah.
Okay, she was 30.
Hey, what's up, Leah? What's up, shipmate?
Okay. Oh, hey, Charles is up in here. Hi, Charles.
What's up, Scott?
Tracy said, well, I haven't seen the JJ doc yet, waiting for some time down to watch it. Or some downtime, rather. What's this? Have you ever heard of groups stealing each other's music and releasing the stolen music in iTunes under their name? You know what we have? I've heard of that.
Yeah.
There used to be groups who would record like a maybe an R&B cover band. And because I have had some music up in here that I have bought like a best of Teddy Pendergrass or whatever, and when I get this shit, I'm like, this ain't Teddy on this motherfucker.
No, don't be Teddy.
Who in the fuck is this?
It'd be Timmy.
Right. Okay. And yeah, so I don't know what that piracy is, Emily, but yeah, folks are doing that nowadays. Sometimes, like I said, with the cover bands, if there's a duo, like if say for instance a band has split, and then you got the Temptations did that. Remember y'all saw that in the Temptations movie?
Well, it was four sets of Temptations.
Yeah, touring at the same damn time. Okay, so you would have David Ruffin and what's my baby name?
Eddie Kendricks.
They would tour and get 3 more people to be that set. Otis and everybody else was doing this, and then one of the other renegade lead singers or whatever would drop and, go lead because he was known to be a temp, and it's madness. It's madness. However, a lot of kids do it, and it's all about trying to make some money. And in regards to, I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound fucked up, but that there is what I believe Berry Gordy was trying to stop from doing remember when Flo had left the group or got kicked out of the Supremes, and the whole thing was that she could not use the Supremes name at all. And she couldn't say, hi, I'm Flo Barrel of the Supremes. She couldn't do that, which stifled her solo career. But I believe that the foresight was to keep that from happening to where you got 16 different set of Supremes and whatever out there, and then the real money couldn't be made. However, that didn't stop nothing. It just caused her to, allegedly to drink herself to death, and carrying on because they had took her. And I thought that was a slap in the face because I was like, well, she the one who came up with the damn name. How the fuck you gonna take her name from her? But it belonged to the company. That those intricacies that you have to understand, which is why independent artists you got a lot with your independence, honey, but you just don't have that money or that machine, to back you up to get you where you need to go and et cetera, et cetera. It's a lot harder for independent artists because your distribution has to be, that way. So, wow. Come on up in there.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Demetrius trying to get people hard to
now that we all on here. Apologize to my sister, nigga.
That nigga had me about to have a
Ah.
fucking Cole still texting saying, "Are you sure you okay?"
I'm good. Yeah, I know. Yes, yeah.
Apologize to my sister, nigga.
Lord. And he gave me the tone. Let me do this.
He actually did.
I'm sorry, baby.
He said he was sorry. Because when
I
he
did it
opened
when
the
she
door, when I tell
opened the
y'all I
door.
opened his arms and was crying, I said, please don't do that.
I was like, what happened? And I said, oh shit, I'm sorry. I was just asleep.
No, you had to put it on the air. All your punishment was doing it on the air.
That was his punishment. Because I was like, no, because he answered the phone even when he sleep. Because he'll try to act like he not sleep, even though we know he be dead ass sleep. He be like,
that nigga don't know I was on my way out of the park. I put him in timeout.
Listen, I got on pajamas. You understand me? I be hating on the young girls. Like, don't you go to fucking store, no pajamas and shit on. I got on pajamas.
No, but you didn't go to the store, honey. This is
let me tell you something. What he don't know is I know how to torture this nigga. I will walk in there with my doggone grill lighter and start waving it by Wonder Woman store.
That motherfucker wake up dead, baby. He ain't even got to be in the same room. He ain't even got to be in the same room if he thought he smelled smoke. That
I waving that shit by Wonder Woman and all the rest of the motherfuckers over there.
I will tell y'all this. That officer that Brandon and them called was fine. He better be lucky. He looked like he was still stuck in Similac, so I let him.
I know, same thing I said. No, Tracy, what happened was we're late coming on to the show because we're supposed to be on at 9 o'clock. But I was asleep. And I did not hear my phone ringing. And what woke me up is that Nikki had to come around and she was knocking and beating on the door.
I was beating on that door like I was swat bread.
I heard
now,
it.
What I did not know is, what I didn't know is she said that was you answer on the third knock.
Yeah, you answered on the third knock.
And I didn't know that because I was asleep. I was like, right, and I didn't hear it.
I said, if he don't answer on his third knock, oh, I'm calling the cops. But Brandon and Lady was already on it. They had already called.
Okay, so my kids called because they're not here, and Brandon closed back because Brandon got a copy of the keys. So I know he.
I was getting ready to say, now I need a copy of his damn keys. I make sure.
I know. I'm just yeah.
I was just thinking that. I'm sitting there like
I'm saying the same thing. I said, "What girl?"
Let me I would have kicked the goddamn door in. And we'd have fixed it.
Listen, he got one of them thick ass damn doors, but had he not answered on that third knock, I didn't know. I've been to kick a few doors and asked.
Honey,
you know, I don't act like that no more.
Okay.
But that motherfucker out of
we Midwest children, we know what to do.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Free the hard way, baby.
We know what to do. Okay.
Red said, I'm sitting here looking at his chair. Now, y'all know we told y'all Lily's back. So on Sundays, my thing is going to be a little bit different. So I might not come in right at 9. So Red is like, well, if you turn on your goddamn screen. And I'm like, but I'm trying to put Lily to sleep. What the hell's wrong? He like, I've been sitting here. This nigga ain't answering. I'm calling. He ain't answering. I tried to call on Messenger. The shit wouldn't even go through. It just was like, click. Yep. And I know he be having Messenger on like different devices. So
Yeah,
like, all right, well, maybe it ain't working.
Man, none of your
didn't even ring.
No duos, no Messenger. None of
that. Your stuff. The only thing that ring was your actual phone.
That's odd. That's not whatever. Like I said, whatever this was, this here, there's a lesson is that God needs for me to understand. Maybe just simply for me to get you a copy of the key. Okay. But for that, because that's odd that Messenger and nothing didn't go through. Because those rings will wake me if my phone don't ring.
And that's what I said. Rings because differently.
I
know. You sleep. You answer the phone.
Nikki, this is what he need to understand. I had to fucking call Lady. I don't call Lady.
Oh, you call? I didn't know that.
He called Lady.
I didn't know that.
Lady about a neighbor that would be able to let me through the gate. He called Lady first. I just was like, y'all got that new thing on the gate now. So if he don't press the thing, I won't be able to get through. Lady said, all you got to do is back up, pull back up. The shit worked. I'm trying to tell you because
I never knew that.
I was banging on the door. Lady is stone cold. Listen, I ain't mad at her either.
Never knew that, honey.
And then when I got in there, Brandon called my phone. I said, he woke. Look, he woke.
I heard her tell about backing up.
Why this?
I'm sitting there. I heard her tell you that about backing up to the thing. I said,
She said, all you got to do is back up and pull back up on it. She
And
wasn't
then I heard
lying.
you on the door. I
You see
said,
me in the damn gate. You know your gates work now, so.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
and this was the other thing. Y'all know I don't like driving at night because I can't see that good. So Cole was like, Mom, you want me to go? I said, fuck no, I'm going. Because at the end of the day, has something really been wrong with him, I might break down, but that one gonna lose her whole everlasting.
right.
So I was like, no, I got it.
That's why this is significant, Tracy, because with the year that we have had for 2021,
yeah,
you know, the year has been that way. So, you know, and like yesterday, I found out that another friend of mine had passed. In fact, I woke up to it reading Facebook and found out that he had died a week ago, and they were just now trying to have his services. So I had to call my road dog in New York, who I call my baby daddy. I had to call him because we were. I said, "Did you know that this child is gone?" He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, because." So we're just finding that out.
Right. Like
And
you said, 2021, but 2022 ain't being no nicer.
and
My daughter's friend, one of Keisha's friends, 30 years old, just died the other day.
Yeah.
Not no drugs enough. She had lupus, and y'all know the weather got crazy on us.
Right.
And it shut her liver and stuff down. Then we get the thing, you guys. I don't like calling her my stepsister. She's my sister. I've known her all my life. Our parents were married. You know.
Yeah.
She has breast cancer, so she's getting a surgery on Thursday. My dad's cancer has come back very aggressively. So before he only needed radiation, now he needs chemo as well.
Right.
To hear my dad sound like he's scared is not something I've ever heard before.
Right.
So to think anything could happen to that one over there, look, I'll quit this way.
You gotta remember last Sunday, one of the artists that we still at Atlanta High Radio, we still hold the masters to her music.
Oh, right. Damn.
Barbie passed away
a week ago.
Sunday. Barbie just got signed.
Yeah.
They were sending her to Miami that Sunday evening. Her flight was leaving to get her makeover because she just got signed. It was going to work her to death because her album was going to be ignorant. And some of the songs from Atlanta High Radio were going to be on there. We still have the masters to all of them.
So that's like why 2021 was a bitch. And here come her motherfucking sister and cousins and everybody else. 2022.
Okay. That's why they give me a spanking, Tracy, because it was enough for them to be scared because it was out of me. Usually, like they say, for me not to answer this phone, especially if they say they're trying to duo me, because duo's ring is different. And Messenger's ring is different. If that didn't go through, I would, I know that those are video calls. And so that's
and because he could be knocked out sleep and he will hear those. He'll try to pretend like he wasn't asleep. We know he's asleep. Either he was asleep or he was fucking, either the two, but he answered the phone. He'll tell you, I'll call you right back.
Cupcake was upset over here, bro. And I'm sitting here like, and I'm steady blowing the phone. But when I have to go search in Facebook and Messenger and finding doggone Miss Gia to call, then she had a whole house party.
He said, lady at a party downtown somewhere. In my mind, I'm like, how the fuck? What? And then I got it. Okay, Sunday, you call lady.
Yeah, it's Sunday. This half of, they do the after church shit, honey. Yeah, let us stay gone. Okay.
So that's what it is, you guys. We're sorry we had to bring it to the air, but about
but this is whole transparency, honey. This is what transparency is. And this is why, we are who we are. This is why this show is not like anybody else's show. This is what we do.
We the real reality. Ain't no script.
Okay. This is also the checks and balance, because y'all see I'm still kind of groggy because I'm like, oh my God.
He said, let me just throw some water on my face. I said, all right.
Yeah. She said, wait a minute. We trying to sit up here and make sure, are you okay? After we done got
I came back. Wait a minute. I came back after all right? He was what? I said, well, wait. Are you okay though? Like, do you need to go to the hospital? Like, you all right? Because once I saw he was breathing, I was like, okay, good. My heart is all right. Then I get to the car, and as the cop was walking up, I said, wait a minute, I gotta make sure he's actually okay,
Right.
because he woke up and he was talking, but I didn't ask him if he felt good or not.
Right. No, I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Yeah. It was just, it's
I
just one
told
of
him it
those
was that
things.
damn sex on the beach. Cupcake. Ain't nobody tell him to drink no sex on the beach at motherfucking 2:30 in the afternoon.
Because he think he grown.
I know. I keep trying to tell him that he not. I don't know what the fuck.
Nigga, you ain't my mama, okay? So I don't want to hear that. You might be Brandon and Miss Birdie mama, but you ain't my mama.
Being grown. All he had to do, get a
How
little
you
maybe sip of wine or something.
damn ocean around here.
He trying to get niggas heart attacks and stuff.
All right, Jesus.
You see, hey, look.
Oh yeah, it is. I said what I said, so we can say all of this. Come on, Nate. What you need to say? We can say all of this. It's
Oh, wait.
Meeks, I'm about to hit my closet.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm about to be in there like, do it, Jesus, do
Okay,
it.
right. Okay.
I know.
Okay. What you said? Okay, we finna go up into the upper room for real.
Hey, Leah.
Okay. Listen,
Baby. All the
of
shit about me not being able to drive went right out the window. Why was we losing? Was that me?
What?
Listen, all that shit about me not being able to see and anything went out the motherfucking window. I saw just fine getting to your house and back to mine. The Lord said, I got you for a few minutes.
Charles.
Yes, it is.
That's his wife. Yes, that's what we call when you hear them say, "Hey, Miss Red." That's who they call her.
Mm-hmm.
That's Cupcake. Okay. Oh,
Red,
dear God.
with niece on here, she talk about you. She said, Red ain't got no sense. She upstairs watching, I guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to see, is this me? You guys tell me if I'm frozen, because you guys keep freezing to me.
No, you're
so
fine over here.
Y'all?
You're fine. Anybody been freezing?
So yeah. So
turn
now,
hey, turn your heat up so it's not freezing.
Shut up. It's not freezing.
No, I'm not gonna throw the towel. I ain't gonna throw the towel.
I did turn. Look, matter of fact, Cole told me something. Oh, the heat is up. I sure did. I turned that motherfucker up. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it's been all day.
What?
Cole just said, I'm upstairs watching. Red ain't got no sense.
Okay. When Emily say, it's all good. Somebody had to bang on your door to wake you up. And I want to know how somebody could sneak into iTunes and release vocals of Renee Diggs without the group's permission in their name. They do it all the time, child.
It's easy.
And it's probably
easy,
not.
baby. It's easy.
And you know what? Here's where it is. If you know what? If it's her vocals and somebody else released it, that means somebody else had the rights to the music. Right. You know, or then had maybe they had the masters and did something.
You also forgot, Meech. You forgot this.
Well,
if they sampled her vocals and it's 30 seconds or less, you ain't got to pay for nothing.
Yeah. As long as it's less than 30 seconds, they can't say shit.
Okay. So
think about when we watched Dreamgirls. Remember when what's the face when Beyonce Dina recorded One Night Only, but she recorded it disco.
Right.
And they bury Effie's.
Right.
Effie's was different.
Right.
It's all kind of ways to sneak in there and do it. And if ain't nobody paying attention, and if you one of the people that's a machine that sneak and do it, the little person can't do nothing about it. Like Effie and them couldn't do nothing about it. Because the machine was behind Dina, even though she didn't know that's what she was doing.
Right.
And some artists be like that too. They don't be knowing. You do what the label tell you to do.
You know what? Listen, how about this? Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, honey, that was their intro into the music business. Their very first song, I Sold My Heart to the Junk Man.
Uh-huh.
Their name, the reason how they became Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells is because they come in as the Bluebells. Well, the original song was by the label called, a group called the Bluebells as well.
Oh.
They were dueling, and Patty and them didn't know it because the people who made the song just slapped on the Bluebells name to them because I think the record company like Blue Records or whatever it was. So they were the Bluebells. And so that's how they became what it is. So their introduction into the music industry off of their very first record was, "Bitch, we suing you for stealing our shit."
Mm-hmm.
Her very first record.
Hey Nikki, did you get a tag from me about TikTok, a message or something?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
I know it's too late now. What I was saying, because I got DJs. I've been sitting the DJs to be on there doing the old school. They've been playing my music.
Oh, God.
Okay, good. Oh yeah, I gotta see the tag so I can see who's been playing it, because I go in there like the Silver Fox and stuff like that. The DJs,
right.
The old school DJs. Yeah, I'm there for them, because baby.
Yeah, DJ Dab and DJ Stevie J or whatever, the old school DJs.
Yeah, the old school ones. Yeah, I like them.
Tonight he did Jelly Roll on a request for me. He dropped it.
Oh.
And
now somebody put that last comment back up, Meech, because we need to talk about that, because that was even a little bit different.
What, CNC Music Factory?
Yeah, the thing was CNC. That was Martha's voice, right?
With Martha Walsh, yeah.
Right. See, but what they did wasn't the same thing. What they did was, because nobody ever said that girl sung it.
Yep.
Right.
They just let her lip sing it. Nobody ever said that she sung it, so they never had to. But Martha got her motherfucking money from CMT Music Factory. And what was the other one? It was another one who used
So.
No. It was that other German band, because they had a real. They had another hit like everybody did. They had one like that too. But Martha got her money. That's the thing, because they fell under a different situation because
Black Box.
They Milli Vanilli that
Black Box. Yeah, that's
Black
it.
Box. They Milli Vanilli the shit. You know what I'm saying? They never said that girl actually sung it.
No.
And even in the video, they never said that was her, because all of us could be in the video lip singing a song. Right
when the controversy hit, they changed the video, because they put up in there video performance by vocal.
Yes, that's what they called it. Video performance by. If you look it up, then that's exactly what it'll say.
Yeah, video performance. And I was like, oh. And of course, a lot of that was because Martha was too big, and that was their whole big girl thing.
It wasn't a lot of it; it was all of it. Because back in the day,
you gotta remember this. A lot of stuff started getting. Well, Milli Vanilli set the pace to watch music.
Right.
They set the pace to watch it. Now that big girl thing, there has been scandal and slander all through the music industry about the big girl thing, because even LL got sued for having a big girl.
That was a big girl instead of that girl in the video.
In the Ronnie on tour.
Kelly Price.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Remember when Kelly did the remix, like the "I'm Coming Out" remix? I don't know what they want from me. That was Kelly. You can see Kelly, but Kelly's about to light their ass up. So they had her in the video, but they had her real small and in the back in another screen.
Okay.
They've been doing that. You know, think of all the people who lost weight because of what the business did to them. Hell, Phyllis Hyman killed herself. Vesta. Yeah. We knew that Vesta was as kids, we knew Vesta was not to be fucked with. Those vocals you cannot.
Listen.
Yeah, because when she came out with Congratulations, I was coming out with a song called What You Thought.
But remember when she lost all the weight? Because Meech, you was an Arsenio goer, right?
Yeah.
When she lost all the weight and she was in his audience that time.
Yeah.
And he said, remind these people who you are. Because ain't nobody recognizing she had lost so much goddamn weight.
Right.
She went to open her motherfucking mouth. I said, bitch, you lying. I was all in the TV like, what?
Right. Yeah. Okay. And it had become a whole big old to do.
Which was funny though, because remember back when we were small, you always thought like especially if it was church people and shit.
Right. Yeah.
You already know when you see the big lady get up there, oh, it's about to go down.
About to go down.
That was, you know what?
So it's
Get out of my head,
it's always
because I
it's
was just
okay
about to say
if you're in gospel.
I was, but you know what? Because that listen, my girlfriend, Miss Kim Alexis, Kim, hey girl, we used to sit down and that used to be our shtick because we was always talking about house music. Cause she said, "Bitch, honey, we know a big old fat woman, honey, in the studio with a bucket of chicken, honey, eating her ass off." And that bitch, okay, it's your part. Oh, y'all ready for me to sing?
Right. Look, hold on. Here I come.
Right.
Me. Speaking of that, did you get that email from me?
What?
Bruh.
Look,
Bruh.
he was asleep.
No. I said, hey, now, you know, funny as hell, Nick. I said, no.
You know what? That was a shade read, bitch. That was
Hey, hold on.
Undercut shades.
Making my motherfucking ass cry. Like I was about to be like in the church kind of crying. Wasn't I, Meech?
Nikki, you forgot I was in the green room. I heard you.
Oh, you heard me? So you know I ain't playing. Oh.
I said, oh, he getting a whooping.
Okay.
Hey, but look. The challenge that we gave DJ D Clay.
Oh, he done it?
Boy.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. No.
Boy.
Wait, no, resend it because ain't shit over here.
It should be in your email. It's bruh.
It ain't here. I'm looking at everything, honey.
Boy.
No. Let me make sure it ain't in the deleted or nothings.
He understood the assignment, like Cupcake just said.
He understood the assignment.
Listen, we have DJ D Clay. And you know what it is that he's a music aficionado like all of us. And so what's been happening is we've been giving him challenges. Okay, challenge.
Oh,
okay. And we had him to let me see what he could work with, right? I'm like, okay, let me put something in your ear player. And I want you to do boom, right? So apparently,
hey, that one where you got the beige hat on, that's where it went.
With the beige hat. Okay, that might be
Addition T with Big Meat at gmail.com.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, there we go. It's in Addition T. Okay, because I'm over here in the duo. Okay.
It's in Addition T. I sent you the MP3.
Okay, all right.
Well,
all right.
When I say we was turned up church this morning, boy.
Oh, so that's at y'all the church, right?
What? All I know is I got that text message yesterday evening, and it said, challenge accepted, challenge gained, challenge made. Check your email.
Oh. We got people like that on deck. I like them kind of people. I like them kind of people.
He put in the work. He don't just send you no garbage. He do the whole background and everything he send be exclusive. It don't be just regular stuff you expect everybody to do. There's gonna be something exclusive.
Right. And that's that's what you know they chops, Chad. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute, where is it? Come on now. Okay, I'm gonna look for this in a minute. Right now.
It came from Big Guy.
Oh, let me give y'all what you call them. Anybody out there listening that has kids and you use Xfinity's or whoever's Internet Essentials, you know, it's like $9.99. I remember I used to tell everybody about it at school. Check if you use it already. Check your email where they would normally send your bill, because now they're giving it to you for free.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I need a refund. Yeah.
Because I looked and I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, because sometimes I overlook it because the bill is so little. So I be overlooking it. And I was like, oh shit, did I not pay the which come? But when I opened it, they was like, you're eligible to have it for free.
Oh wow.
I am. And then a day later, I got the email back from Xfinity that says, they said, if your bill still comes, you will receive a 2-month credit from us, and then it'll be free after that because the bills might already be generated. So if your bills still come, they're gonna pay for it, and then it's gonna be free. I said, well, what you say? $10 more to go in the Barcelona bottle.
Not the Barcelona bars.
Yes, and y'all grandniece been reminding me of it too.
Resend it, Red. Make sure that it went through because it's not here.
You looked on his big guy biz sent it.
Yeah, it's not here.
Does anyone know a Zakeem Lindsay Moore? Zakeem Lindsay Moore.
It sounds like zucchini, and I want some more.
Well, no, because then he has. I don't know who the hell he is, but he has a profile and stuff up. But he was saying something about. Listen, y'all know I don't open up no damn links to people that I don't know. His thing says, I'm trying to sign up with my Instagram on my new phone.
Don't.
Listen, you already know, but look, I didn't. Come on. What I sent back in was, I don't open up links from people I don't know.
Don't. That shit there, because a lot of that shit is those viruses, or they find a way to where they clone your shit and then they take over your account.
Exactly. And I don't mean no disrespect, y'all, because y'all know I have a lot of friends from different parts of Africa, but he looks a little African for me, and he got a goddamn nerve to have his profile thing be what's the face?
Okay.
He got the Black Panther suit on. No.
Oh, okay. No.
Hey, check your Hotmail.
Okay. Not yet. It ain't here yet. Here we go. Just got it. All right. What you say?
Man.
All right, we got it. So, okay, my nerve is good. All right. Okay, for those of y'all who listen and carried on, child, I know. Okay, yeah, we done went all into. You said you found out Natalie Cole is your cousin. Really?
Shut your mouth.
Now you know Natalie. That's a backup diva right there.
Well, you tell Natalie this will be an everlasting love.
All right, we about to make some phone calls up to the ancestors and an everlasting love.
Okay.
I'm so glad that.
Okay, how about that? So here, let's get into something before we do anything else, because we're almost an hour in, and I want to do a couple of shout outs. I'm gonna shout out shit. I'm gonna shout him out because he would have been 63. And on the 26th of the 27th, his birthday just passed. And that there's our boy TJ. Y'all know TJ usually would be up in here and he'll be clowning with us and carrying on.
Right.
He was always the one who was, making sure he wasn't our research department, but honey, he would fact check us and blah, blah, blah.
And always looking at my titties. I didn't realize for a long time.
But he would have been 63, and I'm fucking. When I scroll through my Facebook Messenger and carrying on, and there's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 people up in here, I had to remember are gone. Okay, and they all are so close by one another to where it's so surreal that they're not here. And TJ is one of them. So I want to shout him out, and because shit, you big dick motherfucker, you honey.
Well, wait a minute.
I always called him that because he was okay.
I didn't even know It was like that up there.
Oh, you just not checking out your ceiling pattern?
Yeah.
Okay. Is okay? It's a stucco. You know, it's a wave stucco. Yeah.
Mine look like little flowers on mine.
Okay, right.
Mine looks like they took a sponge and did the little twist thing with it, like, you know.
Okay, yesterday we wasn't on yesterday because y'all know we were out with Torque Team Car Club, and we were out celebrating their 3rd anniversary. If y'all went to my Facebook page, y'all saw some of the pictures that I had taken with them. And yesterday, she comes in from time to time, Miss TC, honey. That's my girl Tracy. Yesterday was her birthday. And where are you at, Tracy? You 54 or you don't hit double nickels now? One of the two. So yeah. So yesterday was her birthday. So we want to shout her out and say, hey. And those things. And then I want to publicly, I put something up on the Facebook page. But yesterday, while we were out with Torque Team, the founder, Mr. Toretto, had shared that his mom had passed the day before. So in celebrating the car club, he was mourning the loss of his mom, and also at Passionate Riders, we just want to make sure that we were holding him up. And it had gotten sad because he was holding it up. He was holding up very, very well until the end of the night, and he had a break. He had a breakdown, and part of it was because he was drinking and things. And you know how we get when we in our bag and stuff, and in the bag or in the bottle, baby.
Get the drinking and you're sad.
Okay, and it just hit.
I mean, you know what I was thinking, because when he went through that, right?
Yeah.
Because when he was inside, he walked up and he was conversing with you over and over again. He stopped to talk with me. You know what I'm saying? I dapped him up and hugged him. You know what I'm saying? When he leaned in, I was like, "Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? You got our condolences, man. I heard about the situation going on." He was like, "Man, I appreciate y'all." He said, "Y'all seem like family." You know what I'm saying? So look,
yeah.
And then he walked off, and then a little while after that, when we gathered up to get ready to leave, you told me he had broke down out there, and I was like, I'm glad his people was there like that, because he was holding up like a champ,
like a G, baby, because he was rocking. It was like rocking through, celebrating, going to everybody, saying, "Hey, making sure the party was still alive," and this, that, and other. We had a live band there. He was doing his thing, He was doing his thing, and right at the end, it was directly at the end, because I was walking to my car, and I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye to him, because I was looking specifically for him. And when I saw he was outside, and I walked up to him, and he was breaking, and I walked over to him and I hugged him. I said, "Hey," I said, "We got you," and he just broke in my arms. His wife was there, and I didn't know that was his wife at the time. And she was there. I said, she let me, just nurture him at that moment. And when he was able to go back to the car, she was like, "Come on, baby, let's go." And then he was like, "This is my wife," and blah, 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 blah. And I want to stay there to make sure that they got everything together. I said, "You got him?" She said, "Yeah, we got him. I said, "Okay." And that's when I walked to my car.
If I'm gonna go out and come back in, because my thing keeps glitching. Usually that only happens when my thing is low, but it's not low.
Well, you gotta raise your thing.
I gotta do what?
Raise your thing up, because it's low.
Okay. Yeah, because you're frozen on my end. Okay, there we go. So she's gonna go out and come back in. So that there is that. So we want to do those particular shout outs to everybody. And
you know what? Shout out to Bigger Man BVI, entertainment producer, for his birthday. He just had a birthday.
Okay. Yeah. Bigger Man, what's up? Okay. That's who I think it is, right? That's the one who laughed at your Yeah, okay. Oh, something. Okay. So let's get into this because I want to bring you guys' attention to a couple of things. One of the things is there are 8 states, 9 now, that has decriminalized HIV. Okay. I did not know that. Okay. Since 2014, they say at least 9 states have modernized or repealed their HIV criminal laws. California, Colorado, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Missouri, Nevada, North Carolina, and Virginia. Now we can add New Jersey. Okay. Now what is happening? New Jersey, I'm pulling up the air so I can read this correctly. It says the New Jersey State Senate passed a bill to decriminalize HIV exposure this week, and this is dated for excuse me, this is dated for January 13th, so this just happened a couple weeks ago. If passed into law, it says New Jersey would be the sixth state to decriminalize HIV transmission since 2014. Now they say 6. I looked this up and it said we got 9. Well, either they've decriminalized or they have modernized their laws. Currently, a person in the state who engages in an act of sexual penetration by any body part while knowing they are living with HIV has committed a crime and can face up to 5 years in prison. For other STIs, the prison sentence is capped at 18 months. But Bill S. 3707 repeals the provision about HIV while maintaining the laws against knowingly exposing a sex partner to any STI. Okay. So now what they're saying is they're trying to drop this down to where it is no longer a federal crime. It may be dropped down to a misdemeanor and may cap off at about 18 months. So it still would be considered a crime, but it would not be so severe of a punishment. Okay, wait a minute, quote here, while working with advocates to identify areas to improve our harm reduction system of care, they identify updating these statutes to reflect what we know about the transmission of certain diseases, especially in the advances of treatment as a huge priority, says Senator Joe Vitale, Democrat, one of the sponsors of the bill. HIV advocates and researchers have maintained for years that laws criminalizing the transmission of HIV are counterproductive since they discourage folks from getting tested and seeking treatment for HIV, which is known to greatly reduce the risk of transmission. And the article continues. Okay. I got you, baby.
As you were reading that, I was thinking, do you think it's because of all the advancements and because it's no longer a death sentence?
You know what? My thoughts on it are this. Perhaps it may not needed to have been a complete felony,
Right.
you know, because at one point, at one point we wasn't in the treatments that we're in right now. Okay. But however, I still say disclosure is everything. Don't take my choice away from me.
Right.
Okay.
Don't
Do
take my
not
choice
take
away.
my choice away from me. And we still have a number of individuals who walk around here, and it's not my business whether you tell or not. It ain't mine. It ain't my business to tell, because see, that was the other part of it, to where
Yeah,
if
because
you
if somebody
knew
else
somebody's
knew,
status, that you can be arrested for HIPAA laws and carrying on, right? However, disclosure is disclosure, honey. Why? I've asked this to folks who were friends of mine who felt as though it wasn't up for them to tell. I said, well, how did you feel the day that you found out that you became infected because the person that you slept with didn't tell you? Why would you put somebody else in that? You know, and
now my
the
thing is
answers
this.
that I've gotten,
Okay. All
the
right.
answers that I have gotten was very, very cynical answers. fuck them, because if it happened to me, it's gonna happen to them.
That's so horrible.
It is. And then other folks trying to get quiet.
That's why I still feel, and hey, get mad at me all y'all want to. I don't give a fuck what the law talking about, but I still count that as attempt murder.
I believe so too, especially when they're doing viciously. My thing was about to be asking about what if someone passes it, but they didn't do it intentionally. How does the law work for that? Because the other person, no matter what, the other person is mad. Motherfucker, you gave me this shit. I done back tracing that, and you gave it to me. But what if they didn't know?
But see, here's the thing. Most of the time, it's hard to prove.
That's what I'm saying. Because of that scare, how you just said, a lot of people are scared to go get tested, all kinds of stuff like that. Y'all better stop being scared, motherfucker. You better know what the hell going on with you.
A lot of folks, they refuse, because believe it or not, we almost 40 years into this, and folks are still treating that as if it is still what it was. A lot of folks still don't want to know. With the onset of what we have now with PrEP and all these other different kinds of drugs and carrying on that we have, prevention and all of that, we have gotten into the free for all now, to where now raw is law. Okay,
that should never be. You got to be kidding me.
I can't, you know what, and I can't fault folks, and I know I'm not always the most condom using motherfucker. Okay. At the same time, I had to learn how to limit my sex partners, honey. Because the hoe that I once was, and I can't be her no more. Okay. I can't be her.
Now see, I'm glad we're on this conversation, because I could absolutely bring this part into the stuff. Y'all know my brother always getting on me, tell me I need some and all kinds of stuff like that. Condoms.
No, who said that to you?
I don't know. That man, him upstairs.
Oh. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Amy. The thing is, everyone
I would like to right after your next
irritated me, right? The condoms they irritate me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the condoms.
Why? Or how you know?
Because what the fuck?
Oh, you remember?
Yeah, I remember, Nick. Stop making me call you the N-word on live TV. People ain't supposed to hear me call you that. So, therefore, I know that I'm not necessarily want to use them either, so I just abstain.
Okay. Right.
I know it's retarded, but until somebody gets something that will not irritate my skin, I have very sensitive skin inside and out, okay?
Do they bother your lips?
Yeah.
So you can't blow up a balloon?
Nope. It's okay.
You's a party pooper. How you got a grandbaby?
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, that's why I be by myself, minding my business.
You know what? I'm not with you.
I be over here.
I am not. This is an interesting comment. It's hard to take sides when critical race theory and abortions are illegal. 2022 equals interesting. That's a very peculiar. That's very peculiar, Crystal.
Right.
That's very peculiar, but it's interesting. That, oh my God, wait a minute. That just opened up a Pandora's box. I just opened up a Pandora's box.
I used to open up a lot of boxes.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
Okay. And Buck said most of those are Democratic run states. Interesting.
Hey, brother.
Okay. Now here we go. Because see, now that we have, because Jersey been a Democratic state too. Okay. Now that we had, see, when we start putting these parties onto here, this is where the shit becomes fucked up. Okay.
See, that's why I'm trying to get away from that. Because again, I believe if we got rid of that bullshit, it'd be a different world.
I believe so too. I really believe so too, because but I'm bringing that into that these are mostly Democratic states, because I'm sure the Republicans are looking at that, as well. And when we're talking about health care and this, that, and other, perhaps that's part of what part of the initiative of making sure everybody have adequate health care and et cetera, et cetera. why are we criminalizing something that really needs health care? Because that might be part of the problem, that folks are not telling because they can't go get treatment, they can't this, they can't that. You know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So you would rather put them in jail for 5 years and make the state pay for their treatment in order for them to get treatment? And then that comes out of taxpayer. That's not making sense, but you don't want to open up Medicaid or whatever. That's dumb.
Go ahead in Georgia, they act like Medicaid going to shut the state down.
Now I want to tie this into what Crystal Clear just said, because she says it's hard to take sides. Let me put that back up here. It's hard to take sides when critical race theory and abortions are illegal, because y'all know everything. All of this with our Supreme Courts, and they trying to, this whole thing about Roe versus Wade and carrying on, and they're really into this whole thing. In fact, did we ever get a clear judgment of that yet? We have no, because that would have been all over the news.
Right.
But I know right now they're in deliberations to try to see what they're supposed to be making a ruling on that soon. However, because we have such a conservative Supreme Court right now, everybody believes that Roe v. Wade is about to be,
overturned.
Overturned. And it's interesting. And so now with this critical race theory, I know that there are certain governors who are now outlawing it in their states. They're saying that no, they done made an executive order. What's the damn fool? Where was this? Oh, please, somebody. Was it Washington? Which governor just did that? He just got his ass in office, and that's one of his first executive orders. He sat down there and made an executive order that critical race theory would not be taught in any of the state schools and any of that jurisdiction. I'm like, it's not a fucking course. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's history.
The college level. So what the fuck are we talking about? But he made an executive order. And I'm like, okay, this here has gotten this here. If you are afraid of your motherfucking history and afraid of telling it like it is, I still have a problem. With you bastards taking the word slavery out of these textbooks.
Woo, and call it indigenous servants. If you don't kiss
yes. They are calling these children indigenous servants. And wait a minute, what's the other one? Wait a minute. God damn it. Volunteer, what is it? Volunteer refugee workers or something like that.
I know the hell you lying. They could not put
girl, well, I'm finna look it up. I'm finna tell you.
In the front of no shit. Meech, look at, before you sent the StreamYard link earlier, I sent you something that says Sunshine Lively on TikTok. You guys, this is something that we need to watch and listen to. They made the young lady in the back, she had on a lot of pink and green, so I'm assuming she had AKA. But when I tell you this sister just dropped some knowledge on us, or in like a humorous type way for us to be able to get it, allowing people to see Lake Lanier. It starts off with Lake
Lanier.
I
saw that. Yeah, I saw that. And
so you just burn down shit, take people's shit, and then Bill just dig the fuck out and put a lake there?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Central Park. What's up?
What's up,
Central Park?
You can do it the wrong way or the white way.
Oops.
That thing, I was like, and this is how we get to see as Black people, because you know how we want to tell people everybody can't always find it when we like to say there was more than one Black Wall Street. It was not just in Tulsa. Right. Just in these 3 minutes, this lady broke down like 4 different places of where they came in, somebody lied about a crime, which wasn't never a crime, because, they lied about what a Black man might have did to a white woman back then. And because they were so jealous of how these towns were flourishing, they said, fuck it.
Right.
We're going to burn them down, tear them down, put lakes over them, put parks over them. Central Park.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fucked up my light.
I'm just like, because I always hear people talk about Lake Lanier down here. And it looks so pretty.
Yes, honey, of course.
It looks beautiful.
And she's
for her
gorgeous
to tell
and
us that
things.
all the shit is still there.
Yeah.
Hey, look how pretty pussy is. It's dangerous as fuck, though.
You know what? I'm not gonna fuck with you.
Well, it's the truth.
Okay. Now hold on. Oh, what the hell just done happened, darling? Oh.
Look into the light, Caroline.
Okay.
Step into the light.
Thank you. Thank you.
What did you eat, iguana?
Huh?
No, I'm watching them pull something out of iguana's mouth, and I'm pretty sure that ain't how they give birth. The fuck? Oh my God! Now I'm not even one of those PETA people.
Lord,
I'm not. But I'm thinking it was like another animal or something. Like he went to eat it and it got stuck. It's a motherfucking sock.
Florida trying to regulate LGBTQ talk. What do you mean?
That mean?
Man, open. What do you mean by that, Krista? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah,
okay. Okay, because see, and I'm gonna say this: anytime we start to see those letters together, because it's starting to burn me up. Because to say LGBTQ, that now is a political statement.
Q is for queer.
Okay. Huh?
Q is for queer.
Yeah, queer and questioning.
Yeah, queer and what?
Questioning.
Oh, like if you don't know.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. And carried on. What'd you say? In schools, really?
Oh.
Okay, so a lot of this, the gay straight alliances that they've been trying to build and things, glisten. Okay, gay is the gay straight. I forget what the L stands for, education or something else, but it's supposed to be to where it is where the gays and the straights come together, you know, just to build a cohesiveness of this, so you can say, you know, all of that. We're educating ourselves that this ain't got nothing to do with sex or nothing like that. Right. I am who I am, you know, it's all of that. And it's ridiculous. Okay, it is absolutely ridiculous. What you say, I don't need the extra boxes, not helpful. Okay, right. Okay, exactly. So in that, this here is just really, 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 really on the brain cells. And I think my mouse just stopped acting up. It is not doing right. Okay, and oh, that's why, because she's not plugged. How about that?
Your mouse is asleep too?
I need for you to stop it. Leave him alone.
No,
he said he was sorry.
No, honey, y'all don't understand. This is y'all gonna rub this on me for a minute. So I've already got my skin coat on, and
you got
my throat coat tea and shit. I already, the girl, now y'all ain't gonna let me let this
shit.
down.
We was right here, and they was right here. Remember, I said I had shoes for Nay.
Okay.
I forgot.
What you say? Don't define me. How? Okay.
Exactly.
You know what? That there has always been the T, because it gets to the point where everybody wants to define what everything's supposed to be. One of the things about the world is that when it changes, we are not equipped to handle change. Okay. Although we know life is nothing but change, it's just that we are never equipped to handle it, because there's some things that are going on that we just don't agree with, you know, but we don't agree with it because of how our environment has taught us. A lot of shit that's going on is that ought to be changed, that should be changed, we won't change. And there's something that you want to change need not be changed. And one of the things that this whole thing, when I'm still on that pedophiles wanting to become a sexual orientation.
Yeah, come on now.
That's a crime, honey. Ain't got nothing with children and being sexual with kids got anything to do with anything right.
I feel like.
Okay, it's nothing about that. But we have advocates who are sitting up there saying, I was on that TED Talk, which they have since then. Okay. They have taken that TED Talk down when that bitch was sitting up there saying that we need to look at that because this is a sexual orientation, because folks are born like this. Bitch, ain't nobody born to have sex with no goddamn kid. Ain't nobody born. Ain't nobody born to have sex with children. You understand me?
And why does a
And I
child
don't give a
turn
fuck.
you
I
on?
don't give a damn. Y'all could take this across the board because the argument, but if you could say that about that, then you could say that ain't nobody born to be gay. The science has already proven that because it's gay has nothing to do with sex. Gay is about attraction. Children, pedophilia is about sex.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of had these they got a whole. There's two separate groups. You got the nomads and the carrying on, and the nomads are the what is it? The ones that don't touch kids. They just have an attraction. They don't act on it. And then you got children who the other children.
So do they believe that they have a problem? Is that
They
why?
don't think it's a problem. They don't think it's a problem.
Oh.
They don't think it's a problem. That's the thing.
Okay, wait a minute. You saying the nomads don't think they don't think it's a problem?
They don't touch the kids. And in my mind, I thought maybe, okay, you're having these attractions, but you feel like it's wrong, so you don't.
They don't think it's wrong.
That's crazy.
They don't. There's a guy. If y'all
okay, time out.
Time out.
So what you saying? A grown ass nigga standing there going, "Damn, that motherfucking pamper so thick." Good God Almighty. The way she suck on that pacifier.
Right. You ain't gonna do nothing about it, but you sitting there lusting like a motherfucker. You don't think nothing wrong with it.
Did you see Shorty on the tricycle? Woo!
I'm a beat your ass.
This is why.
With
Listen,
the
y'all.
lasagna noodle.
The other day, y'all know I let Lily make TikToks long as me and Cole are around, because she has an Elonana adventure thing. But long as me and Cole are around before she posted, and we can see what happens. Now, the other day she did this long one, and she put a little heart into it, right? So I let her put it up, but there's a filter, and it's nothing. I think it's like a gentle glow or something like that, right?
Right.
And it didn't really change her appearance a lot. It just showed us basically if she ever put some lashes on or like some mascara on, what she's going to look like.
Okay.
It gave her a mature face.
A
beautiful mature face. I said, I'm gonna let you put this one. I said, but please understand, you can never use these filters ever again, because grandma will fuck somebody up. Okay. Honey, I'm finding out locations and everything.
Right.
You can never use. I said, because you're supposed to be 13 to be on TikTok. So I did make the Elonana thing for her and made it seem like she was 13. But that's why I said you can only put them up when we here. You can't have your phone and be in the room, sneak in and make TikToks and all that. Because if I find some shit that we didn't approve, I'm fuck you up. It ain't even about taking your TikTok away. I'm gonna fuck you up. Right. Y'all can say what y'all want on here. Y'all always acting like people ain't supposed to discipline their kids. We have to save our babies before anybody else.
I know that's right. But the whole thing of it is no, they don't feel that it's wrong. They feel as though that they're better than the other ones because they don't act on it. But then that lets me know that you know it's wrong. Somewhere you might not admit it, but somewhere deep down, you know that it's wrong because you know you having these feelings. You won't act on it. If you didn't think nothing was wrong with it, you will act on it.
I'm just trying to figure out somewhere between Barbie's Playhouse and the Easy Bake Oven how your dick get hard. I'm just trying to figure out.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
But the whole thing of it is this, because baby, I did a show on this maybe when we first started doing the lives, okay? And there are categories to this because they got different names because there's some that are attracted to the toddlers. Then you got the single double digits and carrying on. We need to go back to that. We need to watch that again. Okay, I'm like But when I discovered that, I was like, well, this was fucking with my head. It was fucking with my head because I was like, how? And we've been hearing shit, we haven't heard anything like this lately, praise the Lord. But I remember a few years back when they were sitting up there taking kids from folks' house and talking about the babies were, you could tell that this 1-year-old or whatever had been vaginally penetrated or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Well, think about this. My furthest back memory,
was for.
Right.
So imagine what I don't remember. Like I had to go through life not being, as far as I ever know, not ever being a virgin. You understand what I'm saying? You know how that could fuck somebody up for the rest of their life?
Exactly.
I just want
like what was it about 3 and 4 year old me to a grown ass motherfucker that she was attracted to?
Okay.
That's disgusting. Like, was that Papa Swole or something?
Maybe shit. Maybe ain't nobody changed
So
me. I don't
so
fucking know.
so all of that to say that there are some eels in the world, honey, that just as life changes, there are those who try to push the envelope to say, oh, well, we need to be included, because see, believe it or not, this is why I'm such a staunch advocate for making sure that pedophilia and stuff is considered a crime, because these fuckers are trying to slide in up under the rainbow umbrella.
Yeah, and that gives the
here's
other
where-
motherfuckers the
this
motherfuckers
is
who
why-
always got something to say about LGBTQ
Yeah.
plus, that they always believe
that
if
one
somebody's gay,
constitutes
that
the
they're
other.
right, and it's
And
not.
no.
You know what? Let me tell you this. I'm sitting here thinking about something, right? And you think it's got something to do with the DNA of the families that go through that? Because this is my problem. Let me make my point. I used to have a lady babysitter. My mother used to go. She was about that money, so you know what I'm saying. So when she had to be gone, she would have somebody, you know what I'm saying, that we knew well, the babysitter, right? But when I say we knew well in a group of everybody.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I just found out they call themselves maps and no maps. And because they're not considered pedophiles, they are minor attracted people.
Get the fuck out of here! Don't try to politically correct me.
Did you hear that?
You
Did you
get
hear
the
that
fuck out of here with that
bullshit?
bullshit. You're a fucking pedophile, nigga.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know what? That shit made me even matter. Look, that's just look. So the first one, you know what I'm saying, you be around people in groups or family events. But the minute that they're one-on-one with you, you find out who they really are, right? So I can remember I was between 8 and 9. I didn't know what she wanted with me. But that grown motherfucker put it on me. Then when I finally doggone finagle my way out of her being there, situation comes up a year later. And the reason I asked about the DNA because then her sister, younger sister, old enough to babysit, came over there. And here we go again.
And ain't it always that the double standard? Because when it happens from a woman to a boy, it's like, oh no, they just made him a man. Blah, 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 blah. No, motherfucker, you are psychological. That's that shit right there. And guess who uses this color?
Did you see
Guess
this?
who uses this pattern?
What
Guess
the
who uses it?
That?
Old Navy uses this goddamn pattern. I swear to God.
This pattern here.
We talked about this months ago over on Bigo. Ask if Nightclub
Bro,
is
what
still
the
in here.
fuck is that?
This is the flag that is used for the minor attracted people.
The day that we got to talking about this, y'all, I don't know if Buck is still in here, but he will tell you. Me, Fundi, Medusa, I forget who else was all on the panel. We was talking about this. And as we were having the conversation, an Old Navy commercial came on. This pattern was the exact pattern that was on the motherfucking steps that they were playing on. And I screenshot it and I sent it over to Fundi. I said, look at this shit.
This is their flag. Now, y'all see that it can be easily misconstrued because all you see are colors.
All you see is colors.
Okay. And this is why we, as rainbow children, keep trying to let it be known. Fuck you, and y'all trying to put us in the same thing, which is why I'm very hard pressed you know, we it's a running joke right now, but no, I'm very serious. Who is the motherfucker that keep allowing the damn letters to be added?
Remember, we kept
Because
asking that
when we
before. I was
add
dead
the
ass
letter,
serious.
the letter P on this, because LGBTQIA not in an added P. The P came on in 2015. I had to look that up. Okay. The P came on, and it is supposed to represent pansexual, right? However, what is happening is because they call it either the pedosexual or MAPS, minor attracted people. They are trying to slide in up under the alphabet
P,
and
under the pansexual.
under pansexual for the P. But catch this. This is where it gets real funky, because how they got in, because they're saying the whole idea of being minor attracted is the orientation. Okay. But now you have straight MAPS, you have gay male MAPS, you have lesbian MAPS, and carrying on. So that's how they're trying to justify coming in up under the rainbow and saying no. I was like, what? I'm telling y'all, there's a white guy. If y'all go on YouTube and look up MAP or no maps, because he claims to be a no map, non-offensive. That's what it is, non-offensive. Minor attracted person. He got a whole YouTube page.
So and it's okay for you to be just lusting after our kids.
What is Dr. Marla said? What is a minor attracted people?
Hey, Dr. Marla, I miss you.
That's the politically correct term for a pedophile now. Minor attracted people. Yeah. A map.
You don't go
and no map.
Jump off the tallest building you can fucking find, please.
Okay, or non-offending. Because the no maps are saying, oh, well, yes, I'm attracted to children or whatever, but I don't act on it. I'm someone who doesn't act on it and this, that, and the other. Okay.
If I see one of those flags.
Baby, thank you, brother. Go ahead, brother. Tell them what's going to happen.
I'm letting you know now. You're going to think the drop squad got your ass. I'm telling you now. If I see one of them flags, I'm going to take you to a playground full of kids and beat your ass.
Okay, hand me some water, please. In that pink cup that's in the sink.
And put no means no on your forehead.
Right.
Okay. So this is why exploited for degradation. Okay. This is why a lot of this
Go ahead, Dr. Baller. Look. I love it when
blank dot dash. Okay, right.
You know I love when Dr. Baller get mad, honey.
Okay.
I'm just okay. This is the thing. Like I said, y'all know we talk about this all the time, how transparent we are, the things we've gone through and stuff like that. I don't go into a lot of depth about what I went through, but right now is a moment where I feel like I need to let you in a little bit more. So for me, I was not abused by one person. Okay. In the household that I stayed in, because that household was not my actual family. My mother paid the lady who was my grandmother's best friend to basically be our nanny, right? Because my dad was always at federal school. He was at federal college a lot, and my mom was, a socialite, basically. She ran the street. She was going here, going there. She was doing all that stuff.
Okay.
The reason why I can remember back to at least 4 years old is because I remember the preschool that I went to on 28th, between 28th and Master and 28th and Thompson. I remember when I graduated from the little preschool, I remember the dress I had on. I also remember being laid on the bathroom floor with that dress on. And somebody all hurting me.
I remember my mother beating the hell out. Beating the brakes off this lady named Marie. Marie was like, you know how you when you're young and you know what a pretty woman is, you know what a sexy woman is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the mama's friend that put you in the mind of Beyonce body meets Chili's face. She was mixed with something, right? So she looked kind of exotic.
That was.
So it's like a exotic Miss Parker.
Yeah, she was like that.
Okay.
But every time she was alone with me for more than 30 minutes or in the same room with me, it was always some touchy-feely stuff going on. And then when I got older, you know what I'm saying, looking at her, I'm like, shoot, ain't nobody looking. I might have to doggone go and get my swerve on.
Right.
But here it is. But that's because already I was fucked up, not knowing that that's not good. This woman is old. It's right. She was older than my mother a little bit. So, and she tried it, thought it was safe. I mean, tried it.
Okay.
She got caught with her whole mouth open. So, and she got a good ass whooping, and that ass
I hear that.
2 blocks long.
Now, Red, let me pick back up what you're saying, because after what had already happened, you felt like, hey, well, shit, this is the way it's supposed to fuck me, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to shoot my shot, and if I get it, I get it. So imagine me growing up pretty much still in that house, right? I could go home and stuff whenever I want to, but I lived there. Growing up and around, because I'm sitting here seeing this whole shit in my head right now. Laying in the bed that was in my other, my pretend grandma's room, talking to my abuser, saying, what if I'm pregnant? Because you guys, you have to understand.
Right.
My period came on when I was 9 years old.
Yeah, my niece was the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's early for us. That's why I went through menopause so early, because my period came on so early. So basically, at 11 years old, in my 11-year-old mind, when I look back at it now, I was basically in a relationship with a grown-ass motherfucking somebody that was already in their 30s or something.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like we're in a relationship. So my thing is, somewhere along the line, I must have thought it was okay.
Okay.
And that's the part that fucks me up.
That's the part that fucked you up, because
that is the part
that
that
I dealt with that shit from it's conditioning. Kids only imitate their atmosphere, okay? And when you put a child and you put a child inside that environment, and here it is, I'm gonna mix this with meat, with a lesson that Meek has taught over and over again in different angles. The flesh is made to feel good.
Right.
If somebody adult touches you, a child, in a certain way, and it feels good, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? You adapt to it, and next thing you know, you're too young to be looking for it, and you're too young to know about it. It's like they gave you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, my mind got so fucked up with, because I said it was more than one abuser, but when it was that one where all of a sudden there are times that it feels good. That made me go somewhere else in my mind, to where now, like, when I finally talked about what happened to me, I never told about that one. And that was the longest one. That was the one that started it.
But so you got to think about this.
I never told about that one, because in my mind, I felt like I was wrong because I liked it at some point.
Right, but that person standing at gatherings, right? You know how you have gatherings and stuff, the barbecues and the families are together, and then the grown folks, you know what I'm saying, the most of the grown folks want to go out. They finna go out after they hit the clubs or the bars or whatever and leave you there. Now, when this stuff is going on, the same people, them two people, is like, oh, no, I'll stay here with them. No, I'm going, no. Then I catch the hell on the mama don't go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then you know, back then, the punk ass down, y'all. Mama's boy. I'm like, mama, please don't. You know what I'm saying?
And then you have to understand, see, it wasn't never me asking for my mother, because my mother, that was the nanny who raised us, right? So even to this day, if I show you my messenger right now, this motherfucker still keep trying to befriend me. And I was like, if I accept this friend request, I'm right now. It's in my messages right now.
Girl.
I said, if I accept this friend request, I'm going all the way off. So what you probably need to do is leave me the fuck all the way alone. Because only the close family members, like the ones who, like, you know, we basically adopted their family too, right? So only those close people with who I call my cousins and stuff know now. And it's something that we all was going through. Me probably more than others because I actually lived in the house.
That's like I got
to be my friend.
I got a cousin that got issues, right? Grown motherfucker is grown as all outdoors. He's older. Ain't never stopped having issues. He still be in and out of jail. He ran his poor mama in her grave. He's the only child with her. She gave him everything. And he went down to an area of Illinois and got with this white girl, right?
Yeah.
And he did some old out of line stuff with her. And what she do? Sent his ass to jail and told him that he was messing with her damn daughter. And then he got arrested everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is, the last conversations that me and him had, because I don't deal with him like that. The last conversation we had, I think they heard the conversation he was talking about. I'm gonna have to come down to Atlanta and hang out with you at your house, but hell, you know, I don't know what the hell happened, but I heard it my whole motherfucking life. And if I keep hearing it my whole life from family, the main family, the grandmama, the aunt, the whole time, and your people, then what the fuck make you think it's okay for you to come to my house where I have kids and girls?
Exactly.
Right.
I ain't trying to be funny. But I think, and what get me with people like that is you think I don't know, but you're not man enough to give me that dog, or you taking away my choice if you coming in my house.
Okay.
If I really didn't know, you would come right in my house and be living and all, and
just lusting off all the kids.
All kind of what you call them, maps and non-maps and all that old shit going on. What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
People don't know how.
I got too many guns for that.
You even when you've learned to work through it, like it took me so many years to work through it. Working through it does not mean it goes away.
Right.
Working through it means I can get up every day and try to exactly taking away his choice. I can get up every day and be okay in my mind and know that I can help somebody from what I went through, to not let you go through it for so long the way I did, or not tell for so long. But that don't mean I don't still wake up in nightmares and shit.
Exactly. Hold on. Yeah, of course you can, Dr. Marla. Hold on. Let me re-put the. I'm gonna re-put the.
I miss Dr. Marla. Wasn't she moving or something? That's why we didn't say something.
But you know what got me is when I got older as an adult. This is what gets me with them. I'm trying to get it the map folks, right?
Them people.
Okay. This would get me. We older. We in the same era, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing I got my whole life, I'm doing my thing, whatever. And you find out I'm here from other people in your family, and you bump into me like, oh yeah, so they work in there. How far is that from you? I said, that's in my neighborhood there. So when you bump into me, we you know what I'm saying, when you walk up, you want to walk up to me with the whole, hey, cuz, I ain't seen you since you was a kid. Let me introduce you to people at my job. No.
Get your nasty ass away from me.
Okay. Right. Okay.
No.
Exactly.
That's why I was saying, like, when they was doing like the whole R. Kelly thing, I saw it from he's a sick motherfucker.
Get him some help.
He needed some help, and nobody helped him because y'all was so busy trying to get that money.
No, they helped him. They helped him in the wrong way. They fed.
But remember, he had the pastor he was talking to.
Yeah, but after all of that,
that label was giving him everything that they have no business giving.
Because
they got the hits.
It was
Right.
about as long as he was turning out the
And
motherfucking
that
hits, they didn't
is
give a
where the
fuck.
beast is. The beast is there. I'm still not satisfied in my soul with the one child that sat up there and said, honey, we changed Miss Thay's birth certificate so that he can marry Aaliyah.
Yeah.
That came out that man's mouth. That came out his mouth.
And now, you know what? It puts a different spin on Aaliyah's passing as well.
Yes.
Because this was coming, right?
Oh, see.
Had that baby still been here.
Oh, you know what? Now that see, you know what? Now see, you finna get to open up something, and Dr. Marla just came in.
Because that's what I've been thinking about lately.
But you gotta remember, Nikki, you gotta remember this. And I tell people this, when all that was going down, they smoothed over so much stuff that did not get attacked, reprimanded, no laws. I mean, there was a lot of laws broken that was not addressed.
Exactly.
The fact that you can come in there and sign parental rights over to R. Kelly for your child.
Right.
So your minor can go on tour and get pissed off.
Because that means nobody in your family can go with this baby.
Exactly.
Nobody.
No. Well, listen, this, you know, we talk about and y'all know when I talk about my baby, and I'm like, Lord, if this is the way out, that you got to bring him on home, so that down the line,
yes,
my baby won't be hurt, because you know best, then so be it. And what you just said about Aaliyah, what you just said, with that baby being snatched up out of here so early, could you imagine if she was here now?
That baby would have had a whole mental.
Oh my God! Wait a
minute.
Okay,
because we all know everybody saw Aaliyah in pretty much the same. Like the people who didn't know her personally still saw her as an angelic type being.
Yeah.
Even when we got to see Queen of the Damned, I didn't give a fuck. It was still Aaliyah. I didn't think she could ever be evil or nothing like that. But I was happy that she got the role. But like, no, Aaliyah should have been no demon.
Okay, hey, Nikki, was it me? Hey, Doc.
Hey, it's good to see all y'all.
I know.
Or was it me, Nikki? Or was it me, or did the whole world see what I saw? Because when she shot that last video, Rock the Boat, everything about the lighting and everything showed heaven.
It was so angelic. It was even when she went under the water.
I kept looking at that. I said,
like she had a ring light under the goddamn water.
I said, y'all so busy looking at it with your worldly eyes. Is anybody using their faithful vision? Because you see what I see.
Vision. I like that. I like that.
So angelic. Even though she was talking nasty, I was like, y'all, Aaliyah used to say some nasty little stuff. Y'all ain't catch it because she was still cute. But he is absolutely right when talking about that video. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. This was something before. Well, y'all know I told you I always knew about my gifts, but it wasn't nothing that I was ever homing in on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The very first time when R. Kelly was doing that thing on BET, Aaliyah was a little girl.
Right.
And she was in the background singing.
Yeah.
Now listen, this is the shit that I had told my best friend at the time. Her name was Nikki too. She was biggest R. Kelly fan. Will fight you like that was her man. She married and had 10 kids by, okay? We see the glimpse of Aaliyah. And out of nowhere, I say, R. Kelly fucking that little girl. Now, but I said it in a, let me make Nikki mad because, you know, it's this pretty girl in there. I didn't know how old she was. I knew that was what I said.
Nikki, hold that thought. Hold that thought right there.
Go ahead.
Apparently, my wife studied the backstory on that Aaliyah story. I didn't even know this part, and I was so in love with Aaliyah. I actually had a concert the night she died. I had a concert, and I had Trina. We paid Trina to come down to Danville, Illinois, and Trina couldn't even finish her set because her phone kept blowing up.
I remember you telling us that's when she got the call.
And she got the call and stopped the concert and broke down on stage. We had to get her. And when she and somebody, you know, we announced what happened, the entire auditorium dropped their head and was crying and walked out quietly. Nobody said nothing. There was
I think my brother told me about 2 or 3 that morning.
But here's the thing I'm
And
talking
I
about.
felt like that was one of my kids. Like, I
Hold on, my
couldn't see-
wife just said that she didn't want to get on the plane. She wasn't comfortable with it. And come to find out, they gave her a sedative to relax her to get on the plane anyway.
But did y'all know? No. Because I'm going to tell y'all why. Remember when Dame Dash couldn't get out the bed for weeks and shit after she died? This is the reason. Somebody called and said Dame was in an accident and Aaliyah needs to get there. Nothing was wrong with him. He never made that call, and neither did his assistant. That came out not too long ago.
But I heard that,
And
on the
that's why
backside
he
of it.
was so.
But I heard that. I know how tight they was, and I heard that same thing. But on the backside of it, with her doing the readings of it, I'm talking about like when they did the black box stuff and all that for the thing.
Yeah.
The readings of it is the plane was overweight, and she didn't.
It was overweight, absolutely.
She didn't feel good about it, but they gave her
about it.
Yeah, that because they
She had a sense. She had a sense of things getting ready to happen. That's really what it was. You know, because I believe that when people get ready to die, that they really do have a sense of that something's about to happen. They may not know exactly what it is, but they see their life flashing before them. I believe that.
She didn't want to get on that plane, and they made her get on the plane.
And you know, it was a small plane. I don't like small. Y'all know I love to fly. I don't like the small planes.
Okay.
They even talked about that with when Kobe Bryant died, and they were saying that the one of the little girls didn't want to. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to get on the plane. You know, after they talked about all the fog and stuff, one of the other little teammates didn't want to get on the plane. And I thought, well, you know, that's sort of the same kind of mindset. But back to what y'all were talking about. Oh my goodness.
I love that hair, girl.
And I got some purple in it, girl. Got some purple.
Look, I'm looking like purple braids like me. Girl.
Yeah, you know, that's my color too. But okay, so I don't know about all the pan and all that stuff. I'm really out of touch with a lot of that. To be honest, but y'all know I'm really out of touch.
The pan is when it's like pretty much whatever it's like a free love type thing, right?
Right, they just love everybody.
Well, I would call it the
you know, but
I would call it try section.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try whatever I want.
Right, but going back to what you were talking about, the nanny and that lifestyle. My sister and I was talking on the phone the other day, and you're right. You don't never get over it. I don't care how much you accept God. I don't care what goes on in your life. Those things are still rememberable. I ended up marrying my abuser in a foster home. He was my foster brother.
Wow. And
I married him not because of love. I married him because everybody else thought that's the thing I should do. No,
how many times have I said that, y'all?
The state wasn't going to pay any more for me to stay in that home any longer. But I had been, my kids molested ever since I was 12 in that home. And every time they got a foster kid that was a boy, and you're like, why y'all keep getting teenage boys? They were behind it. The foster parents were.
Wow.
You know, and we got married, and it's not because I loved him or I didn't love him. He was my way out, even though I didn't.
It was a survival. You had to go into survival mode.
It was. And then when I was talking to my sister last night, we were talking about our hometown before we got separated in foster home, in foster homes. She was telling me, she said, do you realize now my dad, you were talking about the federal school. My daddy went to state school all the time.
Okay, girl, go.
You know, all the time. Okay. You know, and my mama was in the streets, couldn't take care of none of us. But the thing that I find very my sister and I was talking, and she said, do you realize we found out that my dad was not her dad when we became grown? And
we need to talk when we get off here. Y'all know I always thought that my dad was my little sister dad.
Okay.
I said we found out in an argument. When I heard my mom say one time to my dad was giving my money for school. Y'all know I went to private school and stuff, right? And my mom said, well, what about, my sister? And he was like, that's not my daughter. Why do you keep doing that? Like, I love her. When I got it, they get it.
Mhm.
But right now, this is my responsibility. And I'm like, the flag, wow, flag on the play, flag on the play. What the fuck?
But let me tell you about my dad.
Play.
So my dad, we didn't know that I was his child, but my sister wasn't. And we had two smaller siblings, and my mom was out there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So everybody in the town was saying all these different people could be daddy, who this person daddy, and all. We heard that all throughout our younger years. But anyway, so my sister was like, did you ever think that the reason why daddy's friends always hang around us and they never touched you at that time was because he knew all along I wasn't his child, and he was letting the friends come over. His friends that were already their grown age. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know any better. Like, because I was younger than my sister. And we were talking last night, and she said, I realized after we got grown, he was allowing that because you were his child and I wasn't. But then we got separated in the foster home we were at, because we were in a small town. Then we got separated. I got put in a foster home and she got put in another one. And then stuff like that started happening to me in the foster home. But this was happening to her as a little child in the house that we were living in.
Right.
His friends were coming over and taking her to the back. And I used to think, as a little kid, I was thinking, and it didn't dawn on me because I didn't know about the sex part of stuff. I didn't understand all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say things like, well, why do they like her better than me? I always thought because she was prettier, she was, I always thought like that. Like they don't like me. They don't take me to go get cookies and milk, and they don't take me to do this and that.
Aww.
And she never would, but she was real fast. I mean, real promiscuous. And I was like, well, they just like you because you have sex with them. At the point when I did start learning, I said, well, they like you because you giving it up.
And that's the two things, when we talk about that, that's the two things that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because statistics say when these things happen to us, we should be strung out on drugs, strippers, prostitutes, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes that does happen because now that's whoever's survival mode.
Yes.
I'm in survival mode. So now I'm going to use this to get everything that I need and everything that I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always say, no matter what, I thank God every day for me and my sister, none of those things happening.
Okay.
Because everything out here say that's exactly what we should have been.
Right.
And we wasn't. Right. Not saying that I always made the right decisions, because like you said, that's
me either.
You married your abuser. What I did was,
and it was abusive the whole marriage too.
Right. Listen, and I'm married to somebody that I actually really, really love, because I felt like you were my savior from that. Just like that's like you getting me out of this. You know, first person I told when I'm grown, and then you turn around and you mentally and emotionally abuse the shit out of me, because
they feel like they have the right. They feel like they got you out of something, so they have that right.
Exactly.
And but to go on about the different sexual orientations, it's really just the matters of the heart. When your heart isn't right, and you can't even, you can be mad at these people and they need to go to jail. But I realize that most of the people that hurt if they hurt kids at that age, it's because they were hurt many times. Right. Because hurt people, and the reality
and the psychological disconnect. There's a psychological,
because how do you as even a 25-year-old man think it's okay to take a 10-year-old girl behind a room somewhere and sleep with them at 25, even,
Right.
Dr. Marla, did you ever talk to your sister? Because me and my sister had this conversation and it really messed me up. Did she ever feel like they probably did want you to, but she would take it because to make sure you didn't?
She told me that last night when we were talking on the phone. Yeah.
You guys, before I went to Germany, the first time, Brian has said to me, we cannot leave Chrissy here knowing if something, and I was like, nothing's happened to her. I know nothing's happened to her, but we sat down, had a long ass talk with my sister. At that time, my sister was not ready to tell me what happened. And she was like, oh, no, that didn't happen to me. That didn't happen to me. Because I knew by the time I started getting older, I didn't want it to happen to her. So I didn't give it was in my mind, like, I don't give a fuck what you do to me. Just don't touch my sister.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got back.
So you the older sister?
Yeah, I'm the oldest sister. I'm 7 years older than her.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, you know, when I got back, even when she came to spend the summer with me when we were on Fort Bragg, still didn't ever tell me. When I got all the way back to Philly, when my husband ETS, one of my aunts called and was talking to me as if I knew. She didn't know that I didn't know.
Mm.
And it was one of the aunts from that other family, like the nanny family, because, you know, we've taken them as our family. I still do to this day.
Right.
And my aunt is just talking, and she said, that motherfucker, we're going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
what? Yeah.
I literally felt like my head was about to explode. To this day, because I remember me and Brian was going through it right there, so he wasn't even there. But one of my best friends, Eric, was at the house with me. Remember we had the locks where you had to put the key in from this side?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Eric snatched my keys out the door, left out the door, and locked me in the house.
Mm.
He locked me in the house because he already knew. I said, because it's one thing when it's me.
Yeah.
But my sister. And periodically, because I remember when we had to have like the little, almost like the mafia round table with my dad.
Right.
And I said, these were my words. I don't want nobody that I love to kill somebody that I hate. Daddy, that judge said to you, if you even jaywalk, you're in jail for the rest of your life.
Right.
I cannot have the people that I love be taken away from me over a motherfucker that I hate.
Right.
So y'all cannot kill him. I want his ass to live and be miserable for as long as possible. Because at that time, I had only told them about the one. In my mind, I'm thinking both of these bastards. But I had only told them about the one. And then we would just hear stupid shit like people being thrown off roofs. People being dragged out of the Schuylkill River. If y'all ever been to Philly, the Schuylkill River is the dirtiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Y'all been to Baltimore, y'all seen the harbor? It's like that. Ooh. It's dirty. It's nasty. It's nasty. Being drugged out of the Schuylkill because they had duct tape. So every time I would every so often hear it, I said, because you know what? You got to live with the fact of what you guys did. That's why I said that other one on Facebook, you requested me as a friend. Are you? And I would always say, death is too easy.
Right.
Because we got to live with this.
Got to live with it. Hello. Oh, no, you ain't getting off. You ain't getting off.
No,
you ain't getting off. You going to stay right here. That's right.
I'll tell y'all something. Y'all know we so transparent and stuff. And I wouldn't wish this on anybody. But the one that I originally had spoke about. And I love, because that was his son that just died on New Year's. On Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
His daughter got gang raped. Viciously gang raped. And even back when I was in my times of fuck you, your mama too, and all of that, there's nothing that would fit, nothing that felt good about knowing that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But baby, y'all gotta understand, when God got his hands on somebody,
yes,
and you fuck with that somebody,
you better say it now. You better
say it in every kind of way, because it don't matter what religion you in or what you believe, but everybody know, don't touch my anointed. Everybody
know.
That's right. That's right.
It don't matter how you feel. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
And even in all the hurt and mental pain and shit I done had to go through, I would never wish that on anybody.
Man.
And when I tell you, when I heard about that, that's probably one of the days when I prayed like I never prayed before in my life. For that baby to not have to feel the mental shit and the emotional that you would go through.
Yeah.
Because in my heart, I believe, baby, you just paid for a sin that wasn't yours.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the only way that they was going to be able to feel it.
Ain't
You
that
know,
nothing?
when they tell us the sins of our forefathers and stuff like that, you ever think about some shit when you know you a good person and for the most part you do good things and you're good to people and people good to you and people love you, and then just real effed up stuff happen?
Yeah.
I start thinking about it. Y'all read it in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Your children's children.
On to the third and fourth generations.
On to the third. Come on, Dr. Marley. Come on. So
And the only way those things can be broken is the heart. If the heart connects with the heart of God,
and
that's
it's
the
like
only way it can be broken.
That baby had to pay your debt
that he didn't know. Isn't that just like Christ?
See.
So you what you call the people that know math?
Psalm 32.
Go ahead.
Psalm 32.
He that dwelleth in the secret places outside, I shall in that tablet.
Because y'all know mine is 34.
Is that the one I was getting ready to say? That the one you was talking about?
Because they walk with a problem of guilt and the existence of their own sin.
Come on. But if you trickle down just a little bit, Red.
Baby, don't get me started on this show. Okay?
Wait. Come on, because I'm about to get you all the way started. Listen,
baby.
Because if we trickle down a little bit to 34 and 4. Because I called upon the name, and y'all know our book is a little bit different. I called upon the name of the Eternal, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Don't do it.
What'd you say? Don't do it now.
Don't do it. Because it's one of those things where it's like, I promise you, this ain't what you want.
Right.
So the P's, stop trying to slip in underpants sexuals and all that other shit that y'all calling yourself. Keep y'all nasty asses where you at.
Listen.
I mean, because you've taken the choice away from someone. Right. I mean, it's one thing for you to be whatever. I don't personally care what anybody wants to be. I'm gonna love you regardless. But when you start taking that right away from somebody else that doesn't
right.
You took somebody's innocence that didn't even know.
Do you know how do you know there was an older guy that I respected when I was coming up? It was a friend of my mom's. This dude taught me how to drive an 18-wheeler. Okay. He took me on the road with him. Never bothered me. You know what I'm saying? For one summer, I was like, I want a summer job. Can I help you unload the trucks when you come in or whatever? He was like, you know what? I'll pay you to go on the road with me, and you run the maps and you run the errands while we doing truck stop, and you get to travel for the summer. Long as my mother cool with it, I'm
cool.
You
don't have to be Smokey in the Bear, what?
Right. So yeah. So I clicked it. This man paid me well, and then when they had extra stuff, I had Schwinn 10-speed bike stereo stuff that was extra on the truck. Nobody
Schwinn.
Yeah. So yeah, I was cool. Like I'm doing it. I'm making money. I'm getting items. I done been as a young kid. You know, I wasn't even 16 yet. And I done been all on up in Washington on Army bases delivering rocket launchers. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
At Fort Lewis.
Exactly. So, but then I get older. I got so much respect for this guy. I'm looking for him because everybody passed away, and I'm looking for this guy because he was so close to the family. And then when I start talking to my sister about it, my baby sister, which is very successful right now, God has blessed her because she's been through it. But I sit down and I'm talking to her. She goes, "Yeah, I think I found where he at and everything." She said, "But you know what?" She said, "Do you ever remember something going on with Granny and all the rest of them talking about that he used to touch me and he used to put his mouth on me?"
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
I just went from that's my Superman.
I was getting ready to say he just went from your hero.
I'm gonna hit you in your mouth on sight.
From the hero to the shithole. That's what he went to. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I didn't. Lord help me, forgive me. But anyway,
She all right. Y'all know her. Y'all know her. Look, listen.
some
Lord,
stuff. I'm telling
know
you. Sometimes.
I am dealing.
because sometimes it ain't no other words to say.
This is a tough subject when you're talking about trying to stay, with your mouth a certain way.
I'm trying to stay grounded when I'm fighting. I don't know, Doc, my mouth is one of my problems. I'm going through some transitioning right now. I got some things going on with
And
me.
you can see that could be my problem too right now, because that stuff can make you say some things.
And
It
Meech,
does.
and Meech is the only one on this thing right now that knows what I got going on.
Yeah.
I'm going through a scary thing right now. God is feeling a gift in me that I'm trying to figure out how to handle. And
Wait a minute. Hold up. You said you got a gift in you that you're trying to figure out how to handle.
just scaring me.
Come on, Pastor. Just walk your path.
Walk in it. Walk in
And
it.
you
Don't
just
be
walk
don't
your
be
path.
fearful, because fear is
You
not
gotta
of
do
God.
it if that's what the call.
Go ahead and do. If God has called you to do something, do it. Do it without any restraints.
I didn't even tell Meech today. I didn't even tell you today, Meech. I called Apostle out on everything he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looked at me and said, "Me, go in my office."
Right.
Are you being called into the ministry, eh?
He been being called. I don't know what he waiting on.
But the whole thing of it is because we got to reconcile what it looks like.
Okay.
Well, first of all, you're
But
right.
your ministry got to be your ministry.
And that's what it is. Because oftentimes the scary part is that we have to come to grips with, okay, God, you chose me. Now you know everything about me. It's kind of like Moses was like, okay, listen, you want me to do this and do what? Okay, how am I
can't
going
even speak to the people right?
I can talk, and this, that, and the other. At the same time, it's us getting in our own head because we know what we did back in the past, and then we know what our circles run in and carrying on, and then it becomes the scrutiny and carrying on that we have to deal with. Now he's strong enough to handle that kind of scrutiny. At the same time, though, is the retaliation because he's not that same person. And then trying to deal with these people, it's like, okay, don't get it twisted. My mother,
Come on, let her through. Let her through.
Mama used to say all the time, she said, listen, I'm a Christian in training. Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
She said,
that's what we all are, and we should never forget that.
Okay. She said, I'm a Christian in training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you want Sister Essie to handle this. Okay. But if Lo got to come on around that corner, okay. If Lo come around this corner, okay, it's gonna be a whole new ball game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But everybody don't get things the same. And
No,
sometimes
and we're not
that's what you need. Right. So
We're not
you needed to get, he's gonna be because
the thing of it is that
you're gonna have to give it to him the way only you can.
Yeah, but that's just it, because that's the power of his ministry.
Mm-hmm. And the anointing destroys the yoke. So you can't sit down on the anointing that God has given you, no matter what you think. I mean, because even with this show, even with foul language and everything else that may be talked about, God can still use this ministry of what y'all got going on to bless somebody out there that will never come inside of a church.
Because that's exactly what it is. And I'm glad you used that word, because I use that word often. This started off.
I have a lot of people that listen to me. I have saved marriages. I took it.
Let's reframe that. Not you, the God in you.
and it's crazy because I was doing it, and I knew it couldn't be nothing but God because I was creating these quizzes for these couples and all this, and I'm going, what is, you know what I'm saying? I'm creating this stuff.
How am I doing?
And I put them
But
together.
you know how.
And they were so beautiful the way one of the married couples are still like, every time I look up, they traveling somewhere. I'm like, wow, you know. And every time they have a problem, one of them will call me. Even the husband called me one day. He said, "Man, I'm done with this. I'm gonna have a divorce and everything." I said, "I will invoice you, and you cannot afford what I did for you."
Okay.
You ain't gonna waste my damn time. We gonna work this out.
I said, "Now go back in the house and do it again."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, call me the next day.
Dr. Mona, I gotta reach out to you too.
So what?
Because I'm struggling with my well, not struggling.
But to be honest with you,
go ahead, Rick.
It was a young man came up. He went up there for prayer meeting. You know, you've been to my church.
Mm-hmm.
He went up there for prayer. He got some stuff going on. I don't even know this guy. You know, I've never seen this guy before. 7-Day Adventist church. That's what was, you know, put on me. That's what he was attending. He come there for the healing and the prayer. Then he go back over there and has a mentor. But he came up there today and professed that he has a bride demon that's visiting him at night.
Mm.
And Apostle kept saying, "Who is it? Who is mentoring you? Who did you look up to spiritually? You know what I'm saying? Who is it? Who is it?" He dropping his head. He won't say it. He won't say it. He won't say it. I'm sitting there. I'm trying to stay out of it because I don't know what's going on. I don't need none of the spirits jumping on me. So I'm sitting there like,
no, that's right.
I'm trying to stay out of it. And I'm trying to stay out of it. And the more he asked him and the more this boy don't say it, the more the doggone whole movie coming up. And I just jumped up in I jumped up in my seat and I said, "Man, it's at the church you go to. Say something." And I walked out, slammed the door. I didn't even know this boy. That's how I ended up in the office there.
In the pastor's office.
He got called to the pastor's office.
You got called to the pastor's office. Just don't go to the States. You all right.
It's a blessing when you discover it. It can be very. I never say it's a blessing and a curse because I'm learning to change that language. Because what it is that at times it's just inconvenient. Because
there's a lesson in it, so we gotta take
it's a lesson in it. But what it is that you become responsible. Because once you become knowledgeable, okay, and you obtain knowledge, then you're responsible for the knowledge. You understand?
Yo, no, I was just teaching Lily this. Teaching Lily this.
And this is why it becomes that way. Because y'all hear me say this all the time, that I get so tired of being the understanding one. You know what I mean? And what it is that it's a gift because this is how I'm able to relate to people. Oftentimes, it looks like you're making excuses for them. And I'm going to put that out there because those of y'all who don't understand it, on the surface, you would think that I'm making an excuse for someone. But spiritually, God has given me everything that I need to learn how to interact with this person. And it's teaching me how to keep this person in my life if they're supposed to be there.
Now Apostle is trying. I gotta meet with him twice a week.
Right. So now it's all about understanding how to marry that, because when I first walked into my gifts, I've been knowing I can see and this, that, and the other for a long time. A long time. I when I was a kid, my dreams would come, would manifest. And I'm gonna tell you, I remember this so vividly because I remember the night before I dreamt it, right? And my brother and I, we were playing with, we had just got these new Batman utility belts, right? And it had the little rope, the little cord, whatever. My big ass, I'm a swing because I'm trying to be Batgirl. You know how on the cartoon where Batgirl swing and kick in? I'm doing that in my head. So yeah, I said that.
I'm a loss for words on that one.
I
But
said
go
it.
ahead, thought he said in my head. He wasn't ready to
Okay.
tell nobody yet. He did it in his head.
But what happened? We were on the steps because we had a double of our. We on the steps, and I came up like 5 or 6 steps, and I put the little claw on the
drain pipe,
the trimming of the
awning.
wall,
The
right?
door frame.
Yeah, the frame. Thank you. And I'm trying to swing, right? But of course, I'm too heavy, not knowing that the thing ain't gonna hold me, whatever, and I fall. I had dreamt that the night before, and when I got up off the floor, I was like, "Wait a minute, I did this already."
I did this already.
They call that deja vu.
Deja vu. But no, and the thing of it was that it was exactly everything I had on, everything about that moment. I was like, no, I've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here.
You did it.
You know what? I got a question, and I'm asking you. I'm asking you, mate.
What?
This started at 2 and 3 years old. My mother married this man named Raymond Donaldson. And I would wake up having a nightmare that he would appear in this boat, this little small yacht in the living room. It would just appear in the living room, and he would jump off the yacht and beat my mother.
Captain of the ship.
Bruh, I ain't never said it to nobody. I swear to God. That.
Captain of the ship, baby. That was control. That was control. That there was control. To sit down there to set the law, and then for you to go into the Navy.
Go into the Navy. That's what I'm sitting here thinking. Like,
and then for you to go into the Navy
and be on that ship.
And be on that ship.
On the Navy, be on the ship.
Yeah. That's deep.
Remember, I told y'all when I was little, I would always hear. Now I'm talking about my real grandmother. Always hearing her say the word clairvoyant. She's clairvoyant. She's clairvoyant. But as a child, me thinking that was a bad thing because I didn't know what that big word meant.
No, but we were also, as children, honey, we were taught it was bad too. Because remember when we were
but that was the thing. When she talked to me about it, she didn't talk bad because she knew her gifts.
Because she knew you were gifted.
Right. So then I got on that. If I see something or dream something, if I tell somebody, they're gonna think I'm crazy.
Right.
But if I don't tell you and it happened, now I feel bad because I already knew that.
Yeah, right.
And I struggled with that for a long time. And over time, as I grew into it more, like say for instance, stuff with my kids. Yeah, it would be times when I'm like, don't go. Not because you can't or you want punishment or you did anything wrong. You can't go.
Right.
And then when they got grown, and sometimes I would be like, I don't think you should go. I ain't really sure what's going to happen, but I don't think you should go.
Right.
Every time that one came up, something bad happened.
That's mine too. That's the way it is with me too.
And you know what? And becoming parents, that becomes heightened.
Yeah.
I believe that becomes heightened, especially when you are in tune in spirit. Let me tell y'all, being the mother of a house, my best friend and I, and what kept me together was the fact that at that time I was heavily involved in my church. And what the ministry was, and we definitely called it a ministry because the House of Divinity was not like anybody else's house. We wasn't ball walkers and all that kind of jazz. We strictly, my best friend and I, we were given this mission to where we were in we went down into Skid Row of Detroit. And we lived in a 2-bedroom basement apartment, and we had 8 other people in there with us. And those people, they were all from the streets. I had, they were drug addicts, they was boosters and stealers and everything there. Okay. And so what we had to do, and what our commission was to show them who God is to them or whatever, however they believe. It wasn't us pushing our belief on them. It was wherever you are, let me show you how to use that power to get you where you say you want to go.
Right.
Okay. Let me help you tap into that, because if this is what you say you believe, then let me show you how it works. You know, it took us yeah. It was it took us, you know, through changes and carrying on, but what sustained me was the fact that during that time, because I was the mother, baby, when I tell you I was able to see stuff before, I was already able to see before it happened. When it came down to my kids, girl, it wasn't shit. They couldn't tell me. They couldn't tell me that they couldn't. They just couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, they just couldn't, because it had become that way, and it got scary to them, because they was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I better not do nothing because Mama gonna know. Mama gonna, you know." And this, that, and the other, and that's exactly what happened, because you can't tell me this and you can't tell me that, because spirit with how what they say, honey, Lord, you walk before me, okay, prepare the place, honey. That's exactly. I would be on the bus, I'll be wherever, and I would get it before walking in the door. Like, okay, you know you wrong, you know, get your ass up, blah blah blah. Mama, what you talking about? Don't you do that? Don't you do that? Okay, and it became that way. So I'm saying that because becoming a parent, you know, and being in tune with your spiritual self, all of your gifts heighten anyway, you know. And so now, when we talk about spiritual gifts and when we talk about moving forward, it becomes a scary thing, because what we have been trained what it's supposed to look like. You know, a lot of us who are brought up in church and all of that, we have there's a standard with it, you know, and we don't know how to have fun in it. We don't know how to live life, because everything is supposed to be, oh, you got to be holy, you got to be. And so now, in coming into your own and trying to understand what your walk is, it can become challenging and become very scary, because again, it's the folks outside. Because here's the one thing about ministry that a lot of folks don't get: what you came from is what you got to go back to.
Especially
Okay.
when you done came through it. If you came through it,
once
you gotta go back to it to help the next
you got
person
to
get through it.
You got
That's
to be
why
the light.
that's why your journey is your journey the way it is, because what's
Yes.
the point of going through a journey that you can't share with anybody else to help them get through it? And big red, you know, I mean, my heart goes out. I understand where you're coming from, and don't be fearful of sharing what God has given you to share. I just pray that you step out in his will and do what he called you to do, because there are so many people that you're going to be able to reach, that a person inside, even in your church, but even if you don't go to church, there's so many people you're going to be able to reach that need to hear that, need to hear the love that what you've even been through. Your testimony is your witness. Your witness, that's what it is. You know, a testimony. How God brought you through, even though you saw those things. And I mean, I remember, and this is a story that always hits home with me, as in I'm talking about my father, but my father happened to be home and he ended up getting shot, you know, karma, you know what we say, karma, but I loved my dad, you know, and he ended up getting shot and he was paralyzed from the waist down. And I had a dream about, he died on January the 9th. But I had a dream around the New Year's Eve. He was going out with my aunt. He was paralyzed, but they were taking him out to it's called the Main Street Bar. Well, him and my uncle got into some kind of big altercation, and it was freezing cold in Missouri when they were going out. And he actually pushed my dad in the wheelchair, where he fell out of the wheelchair. So my father got upset. You know, they got him back. You know, he got him back home and everything, and he went into this slump of depression. And so my father turned around, and we were in a foster home, but our foster home, because it's a small town, we lived right around up the street from my dad and them, really,
Right.
right up the street, really. And so he called my foster mom and asked, could we come over to his house? We went over to the house, and he had to move back in with my grandparents, so he had a room in the back of the house, and he told me to go get the gun from my grandpa's up under his mattress, and he said, go get the gun and bring it to me. And I was 10 years old. I said, Daddy, what do you want the gun for? He said, I'm going to clean it for your grandfather. I was like, oh, okay. He said, just don't let your grandpa know you got it. So I snuck in there, got it, put it under my clothes, and took it to my dad. I had a dream that night that my dad burned up in a house fire, and he couldn't get out of the house. And I woke up, I was panicking, all this kind of stuff. My foster mom said, well, what's wrong with you? And I said, I dreamed Daddy burned up in a fire and I couldn't get him out. Nobody could get him out. The next night, the phone rang, and it was late at night. It was like 1 something in the morning. I heard the phone ring, and back in those days we had them dials and
The dial.
so one phone was in there by my mom's and one was in the kitchen area. And I ran to try to get, I got woke up. I ran to go try to see who it was on the phone. And it was my grandmother now screaming in the phone, Elzai got shot. Elzai shot. I'm like, he got shot again? But he died that night. And I had told my foster mom the day before what kind of dream I had. And I lived with that for like 30 years. I'm the reason why my dad got shot. And I never would tell them until I wrote my book that I gave him the gun. And because I felt like if I told that story, that my family wouldn't love me anymore.
Wow.
And I told that story that people,
the weight that kids bear right
there,
that shows you how much we bear as kids. I told you, Miss, remember I said I was telling Molly the other day, I said, I know stuff is getting, hectic and tight. And he said, Mom, won't nobody hire me. The letter came back from UPS, and not only did they tell him they wasn't going to hire him, they sent him back his record to tell him why. And, his record says that he's a felon, a dangerous felon, like
Okay.
So, but the records don't show that nothing actually happened.
Right.
It never show that he never fought nobody, shot nobody, stabbed nobody, pushed nobody. There was no confrontation. But because 3 people came to our house looking for somebody else, and my son fired a gun in the air, gave him 3 counts of aggravated assault. If I'm hiring somebody, I see 3 counts of aggravated assault on your record, I'm going to think your ass is dangerous too. Because the paperwork don't come with the story. Right. And I said, I know it's getting tough. I said, but understand this. When you do stuff that you ain't got no business doing and you get locked up, the twins are getting older. They will make fun of the hard times as y'all do. Right. Because the times that I thought we was going through hard times, when my kids talk about it, they was having a goddamn ball. Because I was crying behind that door at night when y'all went to sleep. When I'm robbing Peter, Paul, Mary, and everybody to pay whoever I needed to pay.
That's right.
I said, but understand this. They will remember those times that you were there, even through the struggle. But they will definitely remember when you weren't there.
You wasn't there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you go and get locked up or something like that and you gone, they're going to remember that. I said, look at y'all. Now, y'all know biologically, Brian's not Molly's dad. But because we were still married legally when I had Molly, he's responsible for him. You know, Dr. Molly, he a military man, he's responsible for him. And in Pennsylvania, as long as you married, even though I did put Molly's dad's name on his birth certificate, in Pennsylvania, if you married to somebody, unless that person goes and tells them to take their name off, it stays automatically. I said, but y'all saw that he wasn't there. Your sisters talk about, you know, he's better now because I guess he's seen some of his shit, but he wasn't there. And I always tell this story, Dr. Marlon, Red Man, my son, the one that's going through the real thing. We was all sitting at the table playing the game and stuff. We was all in Brown House. And I was getting on him about not getting Lily as much as he was getting Avea. I said, I'm going to tell you what you're not going to do.
Right.
Because then later they will have complexes. Lily will not like Avea, and it'll be your fault because she ain't Avea and even know. My daughter walked right past. Keisha walked right past and said, remember, Misha, I told y'all this before. Walked right past and say, you better act like you got some sense and be a good dad to your daughters because if you don't, you're going to have 2 dykes.
Right.
This shit went right over Brian's head, Dr. Marlon. He didn't even hear it. She's trying to tell him daddy issues can make you go somewhere else.
Yes.
That's why
it make you go one way or another.
One way or another. Either you're going to be a promiscuous ass or you're going to be like, you know what? I don't mess with them at all.
Right. Exactly. Because of it's pain.
Right. And it went right over his head. I bet you if I called him and told him right now that same conversation, he'd swear to God it didn't happen. But all of us talk about it all the time. Right. From that moment, it clicked in Redman's head. So I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? We had to, I was just trying to give Molly some encouragement. Cherish being understanding.
You cherish that understanding means too many people don't have that gift and not having it makes it mean.
Come on.
Okay.
So, you know, try to give, even though my youngest son, he that one. You know, when you got more than one kid, it's always that one that just, you just want to choke them out sometime.
Okay. How this part of me is a DJ, but I don't have the gift of gab. I always hated public speaking.
Then play the music. But you're just trying to give them some encouragement to say, hey, there's going to be some, we'll help you find the places who do hire violent felons. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
And maybe be able to get your actual paperwork. I said, because sometimes
I got a friend of mine. Give me his number and I can give my friend the number. He's working in different states to help not just expunge the record, but make it where it's not on the records at all.
Well, Marley is still on his probation thing. So I don't know how that's going to work. He lives in Pennsylvania.
Not going to work while he's on probation.
Yeah.
But the one that fired just into the air and he got all of those, he may be able to help him get that stuff where
that's what we want to do. And it's like we're so wrapped up in the thing with Redman that I got to take it one thing at a time.
Right.
But as I was explaining to him this stuff, y'all, and from time to time Molly gets it. You know what I mean? The next day my brother called, or we called my brother. We called Nico, messing with him because I had made Lily some breakfast and I was like, you think my sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich tastes better than Uncle Nico's? She was like, his was good, but yeah, Grandma, yours is way better. I said, well, let's call them and tell them that, we a competitive little family, y'all. So I called them and I said, just want you to know, your great niece said my sandwich is better. He told me, well, wait a minute, let me talk to her. I said, I'm gonna put on a speakerphone, but ain't no need to discuss it. I said, ain't no need to discuss it. But he said that he was going back to regular work. He needs somebody to do the food truck.
Boom.
He said, where's Molly? I said, I'm about to call him right now.
See.
So right now they're working that out because he knows Molly can cook his ass off.
Right.
So I hope that comes into fruition. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling Molly, there's other things that you can do. You basically be in daddy daycare every day.
Right.
You got the kids there with you. You already got almost 30-something thousand followers on TikTok. Babe, put the twins on TikTok with you. Let them see the rapping daddy with the twin girls.
Okay.
You think one of your videos right now got over 1.5, 1.6 million views. And you don't even be on there. I be on there trying to get my little views and stuff. You don't even be on it. So I said, there are things that can help you. If you get on TikTok and not even for the monetary thing, but for the exposure, more people
Right.
get to hear your music. You're posting your music. So you
Right.
need to be present in it because you never know. A lot of stars be on TikTok.
Right.
A lot of them. You know, so just trying to give him words of encouragement, and it's been good because every day he calls, Michi called him, he ain't asked for nothing except for the one day he asked for some
Okay.
Pampers, but money for Pampers, but we know that we ain't doing that. But since he been home, that was the first time he called and actually asked me for something, and I just said no, when he didn't, you know, be like, well, Mom, please. He didn't do it. He just was like, all right. The fact that he's able to start receiving the conversations. Calling me every day, let me see the twins and stuff every day because I want to talk to them and see them every day.
Right.
You know, I don't know if it's a breakthrough or not because Molly is one of the ones I can't always crack. He that kid that I can't.
Right.
I can't see into his. I can't grab his head and see all what's in his. But it seems to be changing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna look in Philly because they do have places that hire just felons.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, and even places when you're going to other places of a job that you know you want, in that sit down conversation, if you get to that part, you can say, let me explain something to you. This is on my record, but would you give me the opportunity to tell you exactly what happened and you can check it?
Right. And that's what
know.
they have to do. They have to do that up front. Because if you wait for them to find it out.
Right. You never know who might say, well, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they go to check it and they know that you're telling the truth, they might hire you.
Yeah.
I said, so you got to tell them if you get to a sit down process with somebody. I know you just be filling out applications sometimes, but if you get to that part when you can sit down with somebody and you say, hey, before you do my background check, let me tell you what's on it. But also let me tell you this. Hell, call your PO, get the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Have them call your PO.
I think there's actually a way that on the state check in the check that you can actually have that added to it, so it comes. The story is attached already.
Well, we're gonna look into that too, because you know, like I said, if I'm an employer, you come to me and I see.
I mean, most people don't do that, but you can.
Reactivated the stores. Oh shit! No, you can't come here, boy.
Yeah.
Because people don't take the time to know that. So
they're 2,000 feet away.
Right. Okay.
Exactly. So it's like it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Marl, I'm glad you came here. I was about to send you a message on Messenger, but it said you ain't available on Messenger.
Wonder why.
But you know what? She might be up on another name because she had to change her Facebook page. She's under Marla Good now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
Marla Good. Okay. And while we're doing that, let me interject something here because earlier we were talking about what is this thing that we're doing and we're seeing with folks committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
We've been having a string of suicides. Okay. I'm gonna read this and then let me go to where I was going to first. What made me want to interject, because I talked about this. She was Miss USA.
Yeah.
We talked about her, but who we didn't talk about was Mr. Peter Robbins. For those of you who don't know that name, you know the voice because he was the voice of Charlie Brown.
Oh.
And he killed himself.
What?
Yeah. I posted this on my page, and this came from TMZ. 65 years old, and his death is by suicide, according to TMZ. And it's like what we were talking about. I'm missing somebody. But that's the one. And Charlie Brown has been that's a childhood staple,
right?
That's a staple in our lives, and he was 65 years old and has been the voice of Charlie Brown, and so him and like I said, this mayor, the mayor of Hyattsville, Maryland, an urban area outside of Washington, D.C., is dead at the age of 44 after committing suicide.
That's where I was from. That's where I lived.
Really?
Out here.
It was with great sadness that we report our beloved Hyattsville mayor, Kevin Ward, passed away yesterday, January 25th, from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound, a post on an official website for Hyattsville said on Wednesday. Mayor Ward was a valued and trusted leader and a fierce advocate for all the people of Hyattsville. We are heartbroken at this loss and extend our deepest sympathies to his family. Ward previously served as the city council president for Hyattsville, located just north of the border between Maryland and the District of Columbia, and became mayor at the end of 2020 when then Mayor Candace Hollingsworth stepped down. Ward, a Democrat, then won the mayoral election in May 2021. His body was found by U.S. Park police officers in Fort Marcy, a park in McLean, Virginia. Wow. Okay.
That's not that far from each other, though.
Yeah, but
but still, yeah.
Yeah, you know, all that DMV area, yeah.
Okay.
But
actually, I think he had a home over there.
Okay. Let's see. I'm a pretty straightforward person. In quotes, Ward's campaign website reads, I believe in listening more than talking, but when I talk, I'm not the one to mince words or tell people what they want to hear. I believe in doing the work. I believe that if I can help someone, then I can change her or his life. That's why I dedicated my career to providing the best technology to education and human services to help as many as I can, end quote. That was his quote. But they said that what it is, he leaves behind a husband and 2 sons. Wow. Okay. And that there is very tragic, and I'm still trying to understand that. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and this here. When I hear of stuff like this happening to officials, elected officials and things, and we're hearing that they not took their lives and things, and somebody else just here in Atlanta, the president of MONROE killed himself.
What?
Yeah, and they say he jumped on the train, child, jumped out in front of the train. Okay.
No.
Yeah. So we're having this whole string of these. But for me, when I see elected officials or people in high power positions like that, I think what is the name of the movie? Is it City Hall? Because what's my boy? Is it Robert De Niro? Not Robert De Niro. What's the other one? Al Pacino. He's in
Al
that.
Pacino.
He's running for office. And every time I think that's right. Whatever the movie is, that might not be the right one. But there's a scene in there where the elected official was told by the mafia, basically, either you kill yourself because you talk too much, or we coming after your family.
Well, yeah. If I can interject, you know, we're going through a lot of mental effects of COVID.
Yes.
And we just don't. A lot of people don't have those coping skills. I don't care how intelligent you are.
Right.
Those mental coping skills and be able to deal with this type of stuff in a healthy way.
Right.
We got what my show tomorrow night's going to be about, tapping into the mental and physical. Mental and spiritual side of the mental effects of COVID, what's going on. And I have another doctor and then a life coach going to be on, and we're actually going to bust that wide open, because a lot of people are, you know, my dad committed suicide, and I was going to tell you the rest of the story, but the reality is it's such a taboo subject to talk about.
Right.
You know, people don't really want to talk about suicide. You know,
Right.
I think they said Regina King's
yes, he did. Yep.
As well. But you know, a lot of it's just, again, it's the matter, it's wrongful matters of the heart. And a lot of things, people are angry, they don't know how to deal with their anger. They're frustrated, and things aren't being really dealt with in America. You know, we want to throw money on it as an issue, and we don't want to throw enough money to the right people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That you got the incarceration thing that is causes depression. You know, the people are depressed inside the jail. They get out, they're still depressed.
Right.
And they're not teaching them.
They're not
They're
teaching.
not teaching them to how to get back into
But
society.
yet they're building more jobs. They're building more
jail.
buildings. You know, our school system sucks to no degree.
So, Lord, if you don't teach your kids,
this guy that just killed himself yesterday. I'm not trying to be funny, but Hyattsville, Maryland. He didn't spend enough in the school. I don't know what he was talking about. So the thing about it, they have like the third worst schools in America. So really, you know, I mean, so a lot of stuff. What you're saying, Meech, is a lot of that is very true as far as people being. You know, people are just being disenfranchised all around.
Yeah.
They really are. I mean, the economic crisis of houses being sky high, rentals being sky high, people, it's, you know, but it is a matter of the heart. It really is, because we've lost out on real compassion for other people. We don't have real love for nobody. We don't know how to deal with caring for our neighbors, like, you know,
like we used to.
Samaritan, but we're not even neighborly, period, anymore.
Right. You listen, I can tell you right now, I don't know my neighbors. I've been here almost 3 years.
But the thing
now, I do speak to the man next door.
But the thing about it is I'm not even talking about the neighbor that's next door. A neighbor is a person that you come in contact with wherever you're at.
Exactly.
Period. And so, but we don't even know how to be kind one to another. So when you think about all of the stuff that's wrong in America, well, really the whole country, all over, because we're dealing with this all over. We're one of the saddest countries in this right now, because we have let so much stuff go. The school crisis, where kids are bringing weapons to school. You got people carrying around weapons here in Texas like it's no big deal,
baby, and they brag about it.
You know,
I live in Texas. Come on.
Right. And so how can we do anything to make our societies even better when we're not willing to deal with the matters of the heart? And I say that all the time, and I know that sounds like a cliche to a lot of people, but until our hearts are right, until we start accepting the things we're supposed to do, like Big Red accepting his calling, the more people we get to accept what God is telling them to do and start doing it, we can make differences. But we're not making differences because we don't want to step out on the faith,
right,
to make the difference,
or even stick together with people who know everybody, even what you know, and then somebody else know and somebody else know, but they don't want to come together and all know it together
and correlate it together. Exactly.
Together. Right.
That is the thing. Like I see that when we go to the grocery store and stuff like that. Maybe if I got a whole cart full of things and you got 3 things, I ain't got nowhere to go. Why shouldn't I say, hey,
come and step in front of me? Yeah, so you can.
Right. And I do it all the time.
I do that stuff all the time.
I do it all the time.
That's all you got. Come on, girl. You know.
I've even went as far as to go ahead and say, you know what, you only got 3 items. Just put them with mine. I pay for them and keep them.
Right.
Listen, I've done that before too.
Yeah, I've done that before too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, how hard is it? How hard is it to be kind to somebody? And I just read what you were saying on here, Nikki. I will do all I can to help you. I can point you in some people that are probably better at this than I am, but I will definitely can help you.
Okay, thank you. I was telling her, Meech, I'm at the writing portion. That's the only thing I have left. Because I was blessed with, when I got to the part of needing the recommendation letters, all 4 professors that I've reached out to that I had prior hit me back like this with a yes.
Amen.
And I was so proud of it. And then I was like, oh, snap, because it's not a regular, like, my MBA is marketing, business marketing, but that PhD is about to be in what we really love. It's in film and theater.
Oh, that's what it's in?
It's in film and theater, yeah, because my bachelor's is in film.
Okay.
So the only reason why I did this marketing thing was because COVID hit, what, Meech, 2 weeks?
Right, yeah.
So I decided, I was like, all right, well, I'll just do it. So I just started the MBA program at the school that I was already in, because it was just easier.
Yeah.
It was easier to get it. Listen, 5 more weeks. It's my last class. I'm in my last class.
What the writing has to be about.
That's what I'm saying. Some people are saying the writing could be like a piece that you already did that you got a high mark on it because they just want to know that you can write on that level. But my thing is, should I write something new and it be more geared to what I'm going into?
I would.
That's what I'm saying. And then it was the how long should it be? Some things I'm looking on YouTube at different people. Some people talk about 30 pages like I'm doing, or 30 to 60 pages like I'm doing the whole dissertation.
Yeah.
Other people saying like, 5 to 7.
Well, see, it's not even about the length of it. It's what's in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can people can make dissertations that are 30 pages and boring as hell and nobody wants to read them.
Right. And I don't want to do that.
And you want something that's going to catch the person's attention. So you would write, I'd write what you feel.
Yeah.
And I'd write what you feel and write what you feel that people want to hear about. If you got whatever kind of title you decide, go with that. Go with your heart, because when
that's what my heart is like. Something in the history.
Would rather read something like
in film. Black people. I wanted to. I want to. It's hard to choose, but when we're talking about doing all the references and all the researching in film is one thing, and researching in theater is a whole nother thing, and it's a lot. So I'm trying to narrow it down where I can put in all the points that I want to put in without leaving out nothing good, without overdoing it, and making sure, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I want. Thank you. Being able to hear you say that gave it a little bit more clarity for me. Yeah,
because you really don't want to overdo it and then it just bores somebody to death.
Right.
So, and especially if you pick a story that you really are really into. I don't know, like you were mentioning, maybe something with Black history or something like that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do maybe 2 different. I think I'm gonna go with Paul Robeson and
Harriet Tubman.
What'd you say?
Harriet Tubman. No.
Well, I was going to do the history in film, like in film and theater stuff. So I wanted to do Paul Robeson, who's the first Black man in film. He was in film when film was still silent.
Oh, okay.
And what's her name?
You know what?
I can't forget her name. Our lady that got the first Oscar.
Oh, Hattie McDaniel.
The Black lady from Gone with the Wind. Hattie McDaniel. Hattie McDaniel. Because I want to be able to talk about how racism plays a part in everything. Even though you want us here, but you don't really want us here.
Right.
Right.
Wow. And how...
Oh, that might be the title.
Okay. And then you have it.
But they don't really want us here.
And now, now since you're going to first, here's something else to consider, because you can also do Melvin Van Peebles, because Melvin Van Peebles was the very first Black director that set up there and changed Hollywood with Sweetback's Bad. Listen,
when we had American Cinema Meet, that was what I did my last paper on. I did it on Black people from the beginning to now in film. And Melvin Van Peebles
he revolutionized that and came in with being. He wasn't the first Black film director, but what it was is that he revolutionized film.
It was the way that he did it,
and how he changed the trajectory of Black cinema. Because just like I had a piece up here that I played for Max Julian when we did the Max Julian tribute. Yeah. Max Julian was the one who said, "Listen, Hollywood still has not given Black cinema its just due, because we knew it as Blaxploitation."
The 70s stuff was Blaxploitation. Black
folks helped bail out the movie cinema.
Yes.
Okay, because they saw that Black folks actually spent money to go to the movies, and so then they became a copycat of doing that kind of filming, just to get the Black dollar. But that economy is what saved Hollywood
every time. Let me tell you, just in case y'all don't know a little bit stuff about film. Now y'all know how we used to talk about Thomas Edison. He invented this. We know he didn't invent shit. He didn't invent a damn thing.
Right, not nothing.
But let me tell you what he was.
He just had the money to back it.
Thomas Edison was a whole gangster out here in the streets. Y'all did not know. Thomas Edison is the reason why they stopped making New York and the East Coast be the film capital. And it went to Hollywood because they was running from him, because he wanted a piece of everything. If you filmed it, he had to have a piece. He was a damn gangster.
Okay.
He wasn't just stealing inventions, honey.
Mhm.
He is the reason why they went west to
Wow.
Hollywood. I've read that when we was in American cinema meeting.
Yes, baby.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby, he was a whole gangster out here in these streets.
Who grooves old school music? Who is that?
She's Emily. She's this is a Facebook. I mean, she's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She said my friend committed suicide, and 2 days before he told me he didn't have long to go. I was quiet for 5 minutes. I didn't know how to handle it, and didn't know what to say. And 2 days later, he was dead. Wow.
Oh, what a hard thing to have happen, Lord Jesus.
Okay, I'm so happy you're here. You're a reason for my happiness and my sanity and my joy. Well, bless your heart, sweetie.
Oh my goodness, that's a bunch of love right there.
Yeah.
That's the note to end on, because we done set up here.
Oh my God,
Came in late, honey, and we done did a 3-hour show.
And it didn't even feel like it, because I felt like it was the healing for some of us. I've said things tonight that I had never said out loud.
Right, you, Red. So it's all of us. So
Dr. Marley,
we're just sitting up here. It's a cathartic thing, you know, of being able to just breathe, and then to know that, honey, we're all in this together, whether we want to believe it or not.
Yes.
You know, somebody cue up Tremaine Hawkins, honey. We all in the same boat together.
We all in the same boat.
Okay.
That's it.
And a lot of times it takes stuff like this. For those of y'all who are coming in and out or whatever, we see, this is how I know that this is real, because we don't do the salaciousness, and we not sitting up here. Y'all like it when I cuss and fuss and carry on, but
when we acting a fool, y'all be
when I'm in it because I'm passionate, but we don't have the salaciousness to where we sit up here just dogging folk out and carrying on. We don't do that over here, and because of that, you know, it takes a minute for us to find it. But our audience is coming in the large numbers, because this here, what we're offering them is what I believe folks really need to ascertain the world, honey, to sit down and try to put some pieces together. And we might not be your answer, but I believe that we are a beacon to help you find it.
To help you find it.
To help you find it, honey. You know, you could
not be scared to go look for it.
Not be scared. How I like that. Not be afraid to go and look for it. You know, that there is it. Challenge yourself, honey. The goal that we have here, and this is a personal goal of mine for the show, is for everyone to get to their optimum. See, one thing to be good is the other thing to say, "Oh, I'm living my best life." No. I want to go beyond best. I need you to get to your optimum, your zenith. Get to your zenith, honey. Okay. Get to the zenith. Okay. And once we get there, then we're able to go to the next quadrant, you know, the next gamma quadrant, because there's so much more. Once you reach the zenith, then you can sit up there and say, okay, I'm here. There's so much more to explore. There's so much. Okay.
Right.
And that there is the goal of this. So we thank you guys for all of you who stayed with us and are loving on us and carrying on, honey. If you love us, honey, the way that you do, like, share, subscribe with your friends, honey. All your friends, tell them to come on over here, and so they can like and subscribe and share too, honey. But if you hate us and things like that, you can tell every one of your motherfucking enemies, honey.
Every last
okay. One. You could do all that and tell them to like, subscribe, and share, because please remember, everything that we're doing over here will move forward. All right.
We love y'all.
You may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meech and Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally, Big Red, honey. That last segment got him, honey. He had to pull out because he had to go collect himself. Okay. And of course, our very special guest, honey, the Dr. Evangelist, honey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I missed her
Marley.
too. I ain't seen her in so long.
Nancy, honey. Yeah, I know.
I know. So long. I missed you.
Amen.
Okay.
We'll see y'all. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to set an alarm for your thing tomorrow. Where is it live on Facebook or is it StreamYard? So
It's StreamYard, but it's also on YouTube Live, Facebook Live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That E-Grooves the lady you were just talking about.
Yeah, Miss Emily.
Hey, whenever if you want to talk about some of this, you can call me or text me on there and I can give you my phone number. I think you have some stuff that you really do need to talk about. So if I can help you in any kind of way, call me.
Yes, and I extend the same invitation.
Yeah.
If you know, I feel like when we
that one's deep. This is very deep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I called him back too before that happened to ask him what the fuck he meant by that, but he never answered his phone. A week later, his hard drive came that he said he sent me. He had sent me. Wow.
Oh wow.
A and B, you know, those particular kinds of things, honey.
Don't feel any guilt though. Do not feel guilt. That's the main thing that you don't need.
Yeah, that's what a lot of us feel when stuff happens. Or like because y'all know I'm going through that right now where I feel like I didn't get there in time. I was supposed to go play bingo with my mom. I didn't get there in time. You know, I'm learning to not feel guilty about it only because we were starting to get better before the end anyway. So I don't have the guilt. But yeah, I extend the same invitation and we're gonna get out of here. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. Y'all know Lily gotta be to school at 7:30.
Right, honey. So on that note, honey, I'm not gonna sing again. We're just gonna let y'all go. And all of those particular things, honey, and all of that. And we're just gonna do it that way, honey. Listen, you guys keep your eyes and your ears open. I may have some big meets moments coming up throughout the week. And I think before we get back to Friday, we got some things going on. I got to call the rent and amount and tell them the rent gonna be late because we doing in payments. Yeah, we got it's real over here, honey. It's
real over here too.
Okay.
Man. All right, we love y'all.
Okay. Good night,
y'all.
everybody. We'll see you guys soon, honey. Okay. And scene, darling, scene.